Oh, you people will be the death of me. Okay. I don't know what's worse. Just breathing or breathing around you people. Okay. So, welcome back. You guys have broken me. So, last time we all got together for this cluster of a scenario, the group, bereft of two of their members, have decided to still help Rawl in his search in the passageways that are believed to lead to Ekla.
I decided.
You decided. It was decided after a brief evening to collect themselves, mourn in their various ways, or remember their fallen comrade, and they woke up to find Opie had disappeared. Well, not so much disappeared, he left a note, but he took his aunt and went home. Pressing forward, you went to Nirali Ninya, the Prince of Sanctuary, to report you going back to the passage and try to complete this exploration. With that, he had assigned two new individuals to follow you along. Apparently, he was preparing an expedition of his own, given the information that you had acquired, and just decided to fold them into your group to better the odds. Enter Luther Thornburn, a member in good standing in Anzu's church, and Carl Shinshatter, a man who was sent with respects to Sir Ross to go out and see a little bit more of the world, work out some of that nervous energy he has, and, you know, maybe get inspiration to actually start painting again. Kess was, in his own way, processing the loss of a teammate. Nothing new to him, being part of the Black Hand mercenary group. He's seen his fair share of not only slain enemies, but fallen comrades as well. So he was processing in his own way. And by that, we mean harassing the local shawarma shop, to where he ate and drank his feelings away. What was? Yep. All right, that's my tiny notes there. Who was? It was Dula Enver. And so he decided he was going to spend some time, catch up with them, start looking into what's going on with them, and yeah, said he'd basically catch up with you later. Not wanting to waste the opportunity and to get out there, you proceeded back to the ruined passageway believed to be the path to Ekla. And after a slight investigation, exploring the caverns, finding rotted barrels, a field of odd-looking, possibly toxic spores, and digging the diggy hole. You haven't done any digging yet. Sludged your way through what could only be spoken as a corpse marsh, and finding yourself in a chamber with very energetic looking water. Moving your way towards what looked to be a pit at the far end of the room, Luther has traversed the area. Carl decided to give it the good old college try and to hop the stones, falling into the pool, and the churning of the water was not some current of, well, it was a current, in fact, taking some electrical damage from that. he was pulled out of the water, and by use of Zyman's push broom of flying, got everybody to the far corner.
It's an umbrella now. I thought we decided.
No, you're going to have to make it an umbrella. When Zyman
So you can stop real fast, pop it open while flying.
Well, no, he's just going to make that umbrella and go full Kingsman. So that happened. And as you're kind of collecting yourselves around this pit, you hear motion off down the hall, as not so gracefully, but you hear the sloshing of something large moving through the corpse marsh. Kind of steeling yourselves for a moment, you see that it is in fact your friend. Seemingly all right at this point. And yes, you have Kess rejoining you at the far end of the cavern. Kess, who I believe has the post digger, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
Okay. So there's no problem. He pulls out, he sees the current there. I'm sure he's warned that it's electrically charged. So he gets on his post digger of flying and carts himself over to your group. And we will start with you guys overlooking this pit.
I forget, were we introduced to Kess?
You were told of him by Lee. This is your first time physically meeting him, but you have a general understanding of him.
And Carl wanted to kick him in the shins.
Yeah, that's right. I wanted to trying to kick him in the shin. Can't believe you remembered that.
I just rewatched the video like the other day.
Sometimes I wonder if this is encouraging you not to take notes.
Well, it's about time you caught up. Figured he'd be joining us a bit sooner, Simon.
Hmm?
Yeah, had to definitely process some things and reach out to Schwarmamu.
Oh God.
Luther looks confused.
So good.
Right. Well,
It's best not
told
to
you.
ask.
I ain't asking. Anyway, we're over here. So, down the hole, I guess, and Luther will start walking down the hole. Stealthily.
All right, go ahead and if we are actually being careful, I will have you guys roll out your party stealth. Let's see who's doing what for who.
Holy shit! I am a fucking ninja.
In plate armor, no less. Holy,
Well,
that is delightful.
real quick. Slightly underprepared on this part.
More
Totally forgot to
sneaky
open
than
up my
a dex-capped monk.
God, even the freaking dwarf did better than I did.
Yeah, that's.
Barbarians are no fucking joke, man.
He probably just rolled on down as a dwarf. He's like, I'm gonna just roll on down, but you know.
No, he's Mary Poppins, y'all. He's got all he has to do is just get on that thing and just have it lower itself down. Unless, a super strong wind comes up, and then he's probably fucked.
Probably what Fluffy Lyman did with his broom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you're basically between, you've got a guy with spider boots and 2 brooms. You're able to make it down. And Carl is a little still feeling the synapses kind of misfiring from his dunk tank escapade. But you managed to get down and relatively... You guys are relatively silent. Good job.
Oh god, I only see you people. This is terrible.
Where is everybody? Oh, jeez. Yeah, there's everybody. Let's see. Do we have everybody? All right. So you are
darkness
all around me.
Oh, never mind. There we go. Had to scroll just a little further.
Why does these tokens not... Oh, boy. Okay. Come on. Once the game updates.
Hey, there it is.
Let's see. Because apparently they did not save the lighting for whatever reason. So...
Dormammu, light my path.
You don't actually have light, you see in the dark.
I have dark vision. I said.
Yeah, you're the only one without dark vision.
Kind of funny, really.
You are borrowing my drift globe, so you have that.
How much light does a drift globe do?
I can post it here in a second. Sorry, I'm reloading the game because I couldn't. Still can't see, but yeah, I'll post that.
Not to say you're half elf. You have like 60 feet, don't you?
Yeah, everybody here's got 60 feet at least.
Except for me.
Yeah.
You know, Quinn, slight detour. I really wish that they would frickin' remake or would start the process of remaking the Crusader from 3.5 from the Seven Swords book.
Yeah, I've seen things. I've seen some homebrew stuff for the Tome of Battle, and I need to look at it further because I miss it too.
That my Crusader was frickin' a powerhouse.
Yeah, it was good. Good times.
Battle Master Fighter, that's about as close as you're gonna get.
And it's a pale imitation.
Yeah, well, I was just looking, and I've come across a couple homebrews. I linked one to Pat.
Yeah, I've got a couple that I've looked at, but anyway. Yes, the bells have chimed. It is now time. So, getting down here, as smooth as this tube going down here is, it opens out into a very rough, gouged out cavern. You're in a small, tight, cramped area, but you can see just a little ways out, it expands and kind of opens up a bit. The floors are a kind of a loosely compacted dirt, and the walls seem to be gouged out as kind of a sandstone. The rough height of here is you've got about 15 feet to the ceiling before it hits that hole, which goes up about another like 40 feet or so to the other things. You can very faintly hear trickling water. Probably likely from the pool up, quote unquote, upstairs. So, action is yours.
Alright, boys, I'll sneak forward if you'd like.
If you want, then yeah.
I'd like to move into the room quietly. if there's anything that I can see or hear.
All right. Well, the chamber opens up a fair bit here. A couple of branching paths, but it's pretty well gouged out here.
Sorry, oh, God.
Go ahead and give me perception.
Nice.
Okay, so as you're kind of ranging out ahead, keeping your low profile, and just kind of keeping an ear out, you hear little ways off into the distance sounds of motion. Not footsteps, but just kind of like dragging motion.
I'll snap back to the wall, crouch down, get as hidden as I can, and motion for the others to be still and silent, drawing my bow.
All right, so you kind of get yourselves in. You have everyone kind of chill for a moment. You hear that dragging sound, and it's because of the check you made. It's more of it doesn't seem like it's approaching you. So whatever's going on here, you don't seem to have drawn any attention to yourselves.
I'll whisper around the corner. All right, guys. Sounds like we got something. It's coming from the north.
You hear that dragging coming from on this would be west.
All right, guys. We got something straight out west there. You guys want to be quiet and see about sneaking up on it, or should we try and draw it in?
I think we should be. We should. I don't know if drawing it out would actually make it make. We should definitely be sneaky. Now this is alarming to both, or at least slightly alarming to Luther and Carl, because this voice seems to be ringing in the back of your mind, as that tingling sensation seems to be creeping back up on you.
Hey, Luther, you hear that? Is that in your head too?
That certainly was. And who was that? And can you never do that again?
And oddly enough, in the back of your head, you hear again. It's like, "Oh, sorry, I thought we were trying to be quiet."
Right. I appreciate what you're doing, but yeah.
That was
Not my
downright
head, bud.
creepy.
Well, Kess will laugh.
If we're gonna try and be sneaky, then kind of feel like as soon as I take a step, that's gonna fail.
Right then. Alright, creepy boy. As long as you can stay out of my head and whisper real quiet like, you should come with me real fast. We'll come screaming if anything happens. You know I'd take you, Carl, but you've been a little bit accident prone today, mate.
Well, understandable.
Okay, where are we going?
Well, we're gonna go about a couple steps that way, he'll point west, and see what we can see before our friends need to bother with it.
Okay. He kind of crouches down, kind of low.
So yeah, I guess we'll move west stealthily if we can.
All right, go ahead and give me new checks. Okay. So the two of you are kind of creeping along. You hear you hear that drag as it's definitely not foot motion, but you hear it coming from this bend right over here.
Oh, do I think that dips it into the right there?
Yeah, it kind of looks like
Okay.
it kind of curves inward.
I'll whisper to Raw. Using whatever weird, creepy mind power you got, can you let the others know to wait about 5 seconds, 6 seconds, and follow us up?
He'll give you a nod, and again, that telepathic contact, hits. Is just Luther wants you to wait like 6 seconds and then follow after us.
And then I'll poke around the corner. Quack.
Okay, you definitely see some large spined worm-like creatures kind of meandering around in this small chamber. They don't seem to have noticed you. And it looks like they're kind of just sluggishly moving around, moving small bits of stone about their chamber.
I'll motion to the boy to get any ranged weapon he has, and I'll knock an arrow, draw it, and wait to see if the others approaching will tick these guys off. And if it does, I will fire, hopefully getting a surprise.
Okay.
So then we follow.
Yep, you guys are going to need to make stealth checks on your own. This Rawl just kind of nods behind you and kind of puts a hand up towards his head. Oh, there's
Oh, I feel justified.
I succeeded once. I'm just gonna say that.
Yes, 19.
I had advantage.
Damn.
See,
Right?
now I can take Carl with.
it's
So Kess is
flipped.
just dragging his axe.
You're ready. You're ready to go. You're just breathing
jumping up and
heavily.
down.
Zyman is just moving forward. He's in plate armor, so you hear the as you move forward to about to where Kess is. Yeah, Carl's just light on his feet. He's like, "Ooh, is this? Oh, that's right."
Yeah.
No, you're just fucking blind.
Wait.
You're the Tucker of the group. Sorry. I'm fixing it here too. All right. Because a torch is 40/20, I believe. And all players can, in fact, see that light. There you go. He should be all right. Yes? Okay, good.
Hey, I can see through now.
Yeah, Carl's feeling okay. It's soft dirt. He knows how to do this. He had to walk on rocks before, like noisy pebble rocks in his. So he's moving along there. But that is a real good. Oh yeah, the only one they don't hear is Carl. So as you're moving along, there's Zyman in the shung, and then as they kind of stop because Zyman's like, oh yeah, there's that. You hear this large grumbling noise coming from Cass.
Hey, is that your stomach?
Need another sandwich.
Y'all, we need to get this guy a sandwich. Quick.
He's got emergency sandwiches. He's got 2. You have 2 shawarma on hand. It's your traveling shawarma down from 20.
So do these things react?
They do, in fact. They basically rear up and look at look towards the sound of this noise, and only notice you because you're right in front of them.
I'm gonna use their, hopefully use their moment of complete fucking shock to shoot him in the face.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess this one here.
Hold on. That one there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one you get the clearest shot at. So yeah, you can go ahead. You can have your surprise round of attacks.
Even with advantage, that's gonna not hit. Maybe.
Maybe. What is it?
Don't recall these things having that great of AC.
I thought it was at least 13 or 14.
We will see as soon as it decides it wants to load. Yeah, that will miss. I don't know. I think that is that the. I don't know why these numbers are like they are, but that's fine. Okay, so it goes sailing by. You have their attention. You don't have extra attack or anything like that?
No, I'm a rogue. I just get one.
Okay.
I'll look at the boy and be like, take your shot and run. And hop around the corner and start spider climbing up the wall, trying to do it as softly as I can.
Okay, that is... Nope. That is way too much there. I didn't check that one off. So... D6. Oh, screw it. I'm just going to re-roll it because... Oh. All right, so you fire, it goes wide, you take off, and you see him just kind of staring at this thing as it starts to lurch and recoil. And he dashes back behind you.
I'll call the others. Well, we made some friends. Say hi.
Yeehaw! Let's go!
Okay.
Carl will use all his movement to run ahead.
Well, that is where we will. That's where our fun times are going to be beginning for tonight.
Kess will go ahead and start cracking his neck and his head.
Okay, so let us get this going here. I didn't say to roll. God damn. Was that you, Junior? Was it fucking you, Junior? Yeah, it was. It's always friggin' you.
He said that's where the fun is gonna start. So
My God, are you really just trying to troll me at every single step? Is this what's going on here?
I gotta make up for 2 missed weeks.
He was quiet for like 3 minutes there. That was amazing. Give him the freak initiative roll.
No, I'm not going to not punish that. You're going to re-roll your initiative. You'll probably do better for it.
He probably gets better.
But yes, you can all roll your initiatives now. There you go.
God.
Ass.
It's 21.
We get to go before all the Dexy guys.
Oh, jeez. Natural 20 on initiative roll. I bet you're really saying that advantage pays off for you.
Yeah.
Rolls natural 20, still goes after the barbarian.
Well, that's
That
fine.
is-
I have +0.
Okay, so yes, we will begin with Kess. You get a flash in the back. You get a flash in your mind from Rawl. That
What was that? All I heard was flash and then cut out.
Yeah, you get flashed by Rawl. No, you get an image of the ashworms that you had fought previously as a signal of what's in there. You kind of get a brief snapshot that there's 2 in there.
I shall charge forward at max distance, ready my axe.
Oh, you're not going to Olympiad these guys?
Huh?
You're not going to be your Olympic juggernaut
Actually,
that you
know
are?
what? I'll go ahead and pop rage and chuck a javelin at that one.
Yeah, that's the one you got clear sight on, so. Okay, well, you know what? I'm guessing you're operating under standard protocol.
Yep.
So, yes, because you are raging recklessly. Oh, boy. Okay. So, just blah, 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 blah.
And then I will go ahead and, for my second attack, do the same.
Oh, wow. Go consistency. All right. You fling 2 javelins neatly into this thing. They dig into its side and kind of hit off. You know, the javelins themselves don't stick in, but they take in nice gouges out of this worm. It's starting to look. This one's hurting pretty bad. Brings us to Zyman. There's definitely something there. You know, Kess is throwing sticks at it.
Can I see the thing from there?
I don't know. Can you see the thing from there?
Well, I think I can.
I mean, come on, man. Stop putting so much trust in the lighting.
I would.
It has nothing to do with lighting. I can see it clear as day. I just don't. I don't know if I'm.
Oh, well, you can.
Enough around the corner.
Yeah, you have eyes on it.
It's roll 20. It's buggy, but you know.
Yeah, you've got eyes on the one that Kess has thrown javelins at.
I'm gonna try one of my new spells. Let's do it. At least I think I am. What's the range on the fucking thing? Wa la la la. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try one of my new spells. Hooray, wizard!
Oh my. What have we
Sadly,
got here?
he would have only taken the 7, the 14.
This is 2d8. Yeah.
The 2d8 is if it's not damaged, 2d12 if it is. It is, so it would only take 7. But whatever.
Okay. All right. You might want to mark that as like damage. Well, like whatever. We'll figure it. We'll figure this. It needs a wisdom save. Yeah,
Damn it.
it's.
Oh well.
It already seems to have some things in rattling around in his brain cage.
It's fine. Whatever.
However, this large boom kind of reverberates through the chamber.
Nice.
Good to know that we don't have a stealth based attack here. All right, 5, 10. He's not going to run up into those things, but he is going to do his scanners dealio. And yeah, this thing has already got its brain jostled. It doesn't seem to be taking any other any further damage. Coral.
Alright, I will move right next to. I guess I'll have to move right next to Zyman. And I don't see anything. Sad face. Okay. That's my turn.
God, I hope they have an AoE.
You should be able to see one. Yeah,
Really? No, no.
That's-
my
that's-
vision-
that's
My vision's
35 feet
only-
away from you.
I'll show you. My vision is only to here.
Well, yeah, it reaches into that. There's a critter there. So I guess you'll shoot with a disadvantage then, because it looking through your eyes, it shows that it sees it.
Really? I'm looking, but I don't see it. Seriously, like I don't see it.
Weird. All right. Well, there's one there that you can see, kind of shadow illuminated in very deep shadow. So you can take a shot at disadvantage if you want.
All right, I'll take 2 shots then. Bonus action and regular action.
Whip, whip. Dwarf, get down.
Dwarf, get down. That's beautiful.
Like, flatten out. This thing is short and it's got a bow.
Lol. Really?
So whenever you're ready. There you go.
I think my Kensei shot only works on the bonus action, so that was the bonus action first. And here's the. Ah, too bad.
It takes a bonus action to do the Kensei shot, doesn't it?
Let me look really quick. It says you can use your bonus action on your turn to make your ranged attacks with a Kensei weapon deal more damage.
Yeah, so your bonus action is adding the 4 damage to that.
Oh, I
first
retain
strike.
the benefit until the end of the current turn. Ah, whatever. I didn't hit it anyways.
Yeah.
Your first one did.
Yeah,
Oh,
the first
yeah,
one.
your first one
First
did.
one. Yeah, the second one didn't though. That's what I'm saying. It's like the second one was the one without the Kensei.
So to activate your Kensei shot, it requires a bonus action,
Yeah, so basically I used the bonus action first.
and then you shot, and then
I
you
used
wouldn't
the
have.
regular action.
Oh, that's right, because you do still have extra attack.
Exactly.
Okay. You just can't use like your flurry of blows or anything with the Kensei shot.
No, exactly. That
Okay.
just keep the flurry for like up close.
All right, and that doesn't use ki to do Kensei shot.
Let's see, no, it does not. It does not
Okay.
say anything about.
I'm just trying to keep into head what your economy is. So you do
Death
manage.
Strike does though. but
Okay.
that's a melee weapon.
So you managed to shoot this thing for 17 points of damage. So a very solid hit into, in between a couple of its chitinous plating sections, and it reels back. It's very injured.
Woohoo!
Like, holy crap, it's not doing well. Luther.
I will. Let's see. I'm staying on the wall and walking around. I think. There we go. Can I get on the ceiling?
Spider Luther.
Spider elf.
It's like
Half
5, 10, 15, 20, and then maybe 5 or 6 feet.
Yeah, because the walls are generally, or the ceiling is generally about 15 feet up.
Oh, sorry, how many feet up?
15.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you want to get on the ceiling, that's the height of the.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
You kind of
And,
posted up in a corner there.
Yeah, I will hold my action, hold my ranged attack until an ashworm gets up to a buddy, because I'll be out of melee range, right?
You will be out of melee range because you are that far above them.
Gotcha. Yeah, holding my attack until it's right up in Tessa's face.
Okay. So we have the ashworms get to go. Okay, that's a thing. Let me double check something real quick here. No, I don't want to do that. All right, there's.
Well, while you're
Yeah,
checking
okay.
that, can I also do a quick? Sorry, I'd like to throw virtue on as bonus action.
You didn't use your bonus, so go for it.
Awesome. All right.
Huzzah! Bonus hit points. Because even with a crappy roll, that's not bad. Okay, so what? All that, and I didn't take what their movement is. Okay. Okay. So we have these things. So we got a pair of them descending onto Kess. Luther, your ready to action will trigger.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Whichever one you want to fire on.
Da, da, da. Which one looked like it had the shit beat out of it?
The southern one was the one kind of clinging.
Gotcha. That one looked bad, so I'll just go ahead and take the shot at that thing.
All right, shooting at the injured one.
Yep.
Go for it.
Oop. So used to casting spells, I forgot how to make attacks. Do I get him?
You get him.
All right.
You get him good. Yeah, you. Yeah, it's just yeah. You didn't even need your sneak attack. It died. Horrible. All right, but Kess, hey, you remember that these things have venomous stingers, right?
Oh yeah.
Holy crap! It actually didn't hit you. Oh wait, no, you have a 16 armor. Never mind. It hit you. So 13 down to 12. So you'll end up taking a total of 6 points of damage. And make me a con save, please.
Do it. Con save.
And yes, it is an advantage. Not that you needed it. Holy shit. Okay. Good work. So that was a thing that happened. Brings it nicely around Kess. Your go.
Shwarmamu, guide my axe.
I hunger. Holy crap.
Murder.
It's dead.
So that's
The
not
blessing
dead.
of Shwarmamu.
15, 16, 17, 23. So 40 points of damage in a pair of swings. You've kind of crippled this thing. It is not happy with its existence in the least. So that brings us around to Zyman.
Hooray, there's things to hit. Let's move over there. And I shall slash at it.
Slashy. You do hit once. Nope, twice. I forgot. You're flanking it. So, congratulations. 16 points of damage. This thing regrets trying to make a meal out of you guys. It is still alive. Not by much at all. But it is barely hanging in there. Rawl will move forward and join in the attack. And manage to finish that one off.
Murder.
Coral. Actually, we'll have everybody kind of jump a quick perception check for me.
Jump a quick what?
Quick perception check.
I perceive everything.
You see back in, you sense the old campaign. For a moment there, you're hearing about a guy named Mal or something. I don't know. It's weird. It's a flash of it. But barring that, might as well roll for him too, but it doesn't quite matter. Yeah, all of you, in the kind of the body kind of hits the ground, smoldering a little bit. You hear the grinding of stone, and it is close by. In fact, Zyman and Luther, just Zyman because of your heightened senses. Luther, you've known this, you manic son of a bitch. You see on the western wall, like, vibrations in it. You see little particulars of dust and whatnot coming up. There's something in there.
Y'all, I think there's more.
Right. Ready your attacks to get it when it comes through, yeah?
Which leaves it to Coral.
Woohoo!
So your turn is doing what?
I'm seeing where I want.
I love the fact that when you try and hide your ruler, I can still see it. I can see everything.
Funny is I'm not hiding it right now.
I know you're not, but I can see the little X'd out eye when you were
Well, I know
moving.
you can.
I know.
I just don't want to interrupt everybody else.
No, that's fine. So you move up there, and
Y'all, it's clear up here. Ain't nothing. I think they're about to come through the walls. And with that, I end my turn, considering I can't see shit. There's nothing else here.
all right, you end your turn. Luther.
I would like to softly walk. If I can get over here, that's fine. And if it's the western wall, maybe over here.
You were seeing motion coming from this area here.
Gotcha. Everyone's kind of loud.
Everyone's kind of very loud.
Except for Carl. Carl actually made a good stealth earlier.
Guess we what, guys?
Oh god.
I'm kidding. Not really.
I'm gonna tighten up my short bow and ready a shot for whatever pops out of that damn wall.
Okay. Speaking of, it is now the enemy's turn, and we have Scream.
Yay, worms.
You got worms.
That we do.
So, So you've got your choice, Luther. So these things pop through the wall.
Two of them. I'll do the one that's closer to me because I love me more than anyone, and these things shouldn't be near me.
Legit. Yeah, that's a nice solid hit there. Yeah, that's a nice hit there, eh? Go ahead and.
Ooh, that sneak attack's nasty.
Yeah, it is.
Nasty.
Oh, yeah. That's where the punishment comes from, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So 27 damage as this thing pops out like a chest burster. And gets popped in the face. And we're going to have it throw its stinger at the halfling. That'll hit.
Holy sh!
And the other one
Oh,
totally whiffs it at Zyman. You can make your reaction attack if you'd like.
I would love to.
Okay. So Derp Worm takes 10 points. And Carl, you'll take 14 points. And yes, thank you for your save.
hello.
You are fine. Hey, Cass, you got some friends again.
Isn't that, has it been a full round yet since combat has ended, or am I still raging?
Oh no, it was still in that initiative order. I just had you stop for a moment to do perception to see if you heard anything going
Even
on.
better.
So yeah, you're still hungry. You're still hangry.
Shwarmamu has blessed me with the battle. And I'll go ahead and swing at both.
All right, we're gonna go with the north one first. So 11 points to the one with the arrow wound. And we got a real big 18-point hit to the one that Zyman was on. Gee. No, just Kess comes in like a freaking lumberjack. Oh, God. Someone get that guy a Snickers. All right. Zyman.
Hooray, I get to try another new spell.
All the new tricks. All the new toys.
Well, first of all, this has to succeed for the new tricks, and it does.
Holy crap. Yeah. All right.
And that would be first box, 1d8, the 2.
Yeah, then the second one drops to the next one.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been reading up on the Skag cantrips there. They're fun. So that is technically one thing. You still have your. How does that work with your war mage?
That allows me to use a bonus action to attack whenever I cast a cantrip, which I just cast a cantrip, so I would like to attack.
Yeah, you get 2. Yeah, Green Flame Blade is your new best friend, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do the brush off the 9 points of leaping fire damage. Once it loads, because computer. So 9 damage to that one as it's starting to smoke a little bit. It's not having a good time. Actually, go ahead and re-roll your Flame Blade damage. That was a crit.
Why am I re-rolling it?
Because it was a crit.
Yeah, because you crit, so the initial impact, no, because it's a roll with the other one, isn't it? No. So yeah,
So-
you crit the fucker.
Yeah, so whatever floats off to the other creature wouldn't be crit damage. Why?
He's high enough level that it's a roll at this point. Yeah, so that does actually crit roll over. So that's another 12 points. Yeah, this thing is smoldering heavily. The one with this splash out flame damage. Yeah, friggin' hell, man. So that is 16, 18, 25 damage to the one in front of you, who's, yeah. These things are not having, they're not having a fun day in any means.
Green flame blade. I love it.
So yeah, Kess and Rawl, who know you, seeing you pull out this trick and was like, wow.
Pretty flames. Prettier than your normal flame. The blessing of Shwarmamu has been upon you.
Can we please not make that a thing? You need help, Kess. Yeah, he's Rawl is a little distressed by Kess's mental state right now, and manages to miss the ashworm. Coral, you have this thing that was trying to jab you with the stinger.
Payback's a bitch.
It doesn't have shins.
Doesn't matter.
And it is almost dead.
Well, in that case,
Watch, because it doesn't have shins, he just rolls ones.
oh shit, I forgot to take Kensai off. Yeah, whatever. Don't count the middle one.
Well, yeah. So you basically just kind of pull the sword from. All right, so you've got your short bow in one hand and your long sword in the other. Take a cleaving slash at it and just kind of put it out of its misery as this kind of sizzles and pop, and the ichor is kind of like burbling lightly on your blade as it just kind of slumps down.
All right, and can I use my bonus action still?
You still have the rest of your economy, yeah.
Sweet. I'm gonna shoot an arrow at that other one.
So you drop your longsword at that point.
Drop it and then pick it up after.
Well, it's going to be on the ground. You'll have to pick it up with like a bonus action next time.
That's fine.
Or you could take a 5-foot step and then slash with your sword at your
That's
bonus.
true, I could do that.
Because it's considered a Kensai weapon for you now, right?
Yes, it is. That was a good
Okay.
suggestion. I'll do that.
So, yeah.
Yes, better.
All right. So you hit for 10 points of damage. It is barely hanging on.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah. Yeah. It was close, though. It was close.
So tilted.
Hey. You finished one and almost killed another.
All right.
So good job, you. Luthar. There's a bit of a kerfuffle going on there. You with your high ground, you still had a clean shot. So.
Oh yeah, I'll meander over top this thing, looking straight down on it, and let go with a short potion.
Whip. Yeah, as it's kind of reeling back, you line up your shot and yeah, right down its gullet. It lets out a gurgle and it has motion no more.
Good stuff, boys. You think they got more? They probably more.
Well, for the moment, it is quiet.
I'll bonus action to virtue myself just in case. Extra health.
So you have a total of 6 temporary hit points.
For 6 seconds.
Giving yourself a little bit of a pep talk.
You're good enough, you're smart enough, and god damn it, people like you.
Well, some people like you.
Anyways, you, and you. Carl, come here. I will do a wand of cure wounds at Carl. And a wand of cure wounds at Dwarfy Boy.
Yay!
So here's the thing. You can tell me if your vision sees the bars for everybody.
If it does and I can see how healthy they are, I go, what the hell are you doing in my head?
It's just I didn't mean anything bad by it. It's
No, that's fine, boy. That's fine. Just understand that some people don't take kindly to people digging around in their head.
Oh, I'm not looking in there. I'm just talking it.
Right, it's the
Zyman?
principle of the thing. Man.
He should have met our friend Opie.
This is like, wait, people take offense to this?
This
No
is
one's
a new world I don't understand.
it's just like no one has complained about me doing this to them before. One was actively encouraging it. And now there's someone who doesn't wait, what?
Some people's kids, hey?
I can cut you out if you want.
I'd appreciate that, mate.
Okay, so you're going into this blind, but I can't stop that from the other priest. But yeah, you'll feel that kind of that slight tingle, like on the back of your head, just kind of recede. But before then, you did know everybody's like general status.
Right, so here's the way I work. If you need help, you yell at something. Otherwise, well, good luck.
Rawl will at least nod and just... Carl, was it? Are you okay?
I'm alright.
Okay.
There's stranger things in the world than that.
Hope
Right,
so.
and I'd love to see him, I just don't want him in my brain.
Ain't nothing in my brain to worry about.
Right on that one, Carl. Anyways, good job, everyone.
Well, that caused a bit of noise, but I'm not hearing anything. He's kind of taking a look around. And the same goes with all the rest of you. Just everything just seems still and calm in that air.
Alright then, if we got a little bit of a moment of respite, should we move on?
Yeah.
Looks as though we've got options.
Well, did you guys think that what we just did was working, or do you think we need to change it up?
I mean, so long as we keep Kess and Zyman back, I think we'll be okay.
Right, so maybe here's the trick. If you guys can see us, wait 6 seconds after you can't see us anymore. And there you go.
Eh, whatever works for you.
Well, I'm asking if that would work for you, mate.
Yeah, either way for me.
We just never really bothered with the sneaking around bit before, but if it's beneficial, then do it. Fine.
Well, I mean, sad story short and all that, but isn't that why I'm here?
Just saying, do what you need to.
Right, right. All right, team player, let's go.
All right, so you're on the move. Where are you headed to?
I have no idea. This place is weird. Yeah, what's over here? Nothing.
I was about to say it's a dead end, bro.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's
There's these weird black lines overlaying all kinds of shit.
I don't know. The one thing I don't like about the random dungeon generator is that it doesn't seem to conform to the grid all that well.
True. No, I was talking about the lighting effect.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit's kind of.
I still don't complain the money I spend on this.
You're paying for it. You have to love it.
Yeah. Hey, I also get a lot of storage space, which I need it for you jerks.
Sure. Yeah, I'll wave roll forward and we can move on.
All right, Rawl is kind of keeping a few paces behind you, but he's keeping up. Are we having Carl sneak in and around?
Does Carl still have his old stealth check, or
You would have to be rolling into it new.
Let's do it. Oh yeah, let's do this. I'm going.
I'm gonna botch it this time. There you go.
Go, dwarfy
Cass
boy.
apparently decided to ignore the plan.
Yeah, he's just. Wait a minute, we're doing what now?
Fuck you guys, I can sneak too.
Pretty much everybody said fuck it.
That is glorious.
Yeah, but I know when I move, stealth fails, so...
So I'm just gonna stay. You never have to roll stealth if you never move.
Naked dwarf has nothing that will clang around unless he drops his axe or starts just dragging it around.
Yeah, your stealth fails are. Yeah.
Or starts going on about
Too many.
Shwarmamu.
Yeah, just incoherent mumblings that you can't control.
The next critical fail, somebody needs to have ripped one.
It'll be up to me to decide.
No, they just need to like brush across an enemy.
Yeah, you just run straight into him. Okay, so you're pretty confident in what you got going on. You're making the dwarf who's ignored your request is still doing pretty good, keeping up behind you and not making a noise.
Fucking threw me off, man. The hell?
Fucking my groove.
See, here's the thing. Kess is a master of stealth. It's just his stomach growls or incoherent ramblings are the what gives him away.
Luther turns around and makes sure Rel's behind him, and he sees the dwarf. He's like, "Oh my god, where did you come from?"
It is a little surprising because you
Fell on you, mate. No, seriously, this dwarf is fucking powerful. Like, is this a god?
No.
Not yet.
No. So you're creeping along some more.
Yes, I figure we will continue to creep.
All right. These chambers are much in the same vein.
Is it deadpan silent around here?
It is pretty quiet.
There's one problem with this when I can't see you guys anymore start moving.
Oh yeah, it like
Yeah.
stops.
Well, no, the problem is that I have control of Kessa's sheet, so I see what he sees.
Oh, nice.
So just imagine if you're like, 40
that
feet
page
away.
Yo, tell Luther I'm gonna go north.
You can tell him.
Wave. Scream if you die.
Isn't this how we lost our druid?
What the heck?
I mean, maybe.
I'm not doing terrible as I try to follow up.
Okay, hold on. Let me do something real quick like here. For now, we will just come on, load. I demand it. There we go. There, he should be blind to you now. So yeah, it's not super terrible as you're kind of you're trying to creep along. It's like stealthing is like half movement normally. You're creeping along at like a quarter. You're playing part sloth.
It's
Okay, so with that, Kess, where are you going? As we got these people doing this stuff real quick, so we'll pause and get a grip of where everyone's going.
Kess will have a flashback to the druid, and we'll go ahead and make sure nothing happens to one of the new guys.
And in the back of your head, it's like, you take one of them, I'll follow after the other.
Copy that.
You see that he was going to kind of move in the direction where you started barreling off towards, and he says, "Oh, okay." And he'll start creeping down towards this. He's like, "Simon, I don't like this."
Neither do I.
So yeah, they're splitting themselves off to two different little corridors there. Simon, where are you moving yourself to?
just creeping up a little bit.
Just creeping along. So I'm going to have everybody roll perception for me, please.
Oh God. Oh fuck.
That's why
Carl
I'm
is-
with you, dude.
Such a good thing. I've got the dwarf.
Fucking what is Kess, man? The roles you get as Kess kind of scare me.
Is this a god?
No, it's not. Please let it not be.
Fuck. Like seriously.
So
If
when
something
you
does
said-
happen with Kess, he will ascend to deity.
Yeah.
Be the acolyte of Shwarmamu.
Apparently, he was Shwarmamu in mortal form. His death releases him upon the world. The incoherent ramblings are just remembering his past life.
He's like the Silver Surfer on a post whore.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So when you said everyone perception, is that everyone or just everyone that's sneaking around?
Everyone is perceiving
Okay.
things.
Then I will
There
perceive
you go. You definitely know that they went off in those directions.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm thinking I should probably just hang in this room, because if either one of those groups runs into anything...
Okay, so let me take it here. Carl, you don't know things.
Oh, shit.
So
This is a wall.
Kess, you see you see a burrow kind of off into the north end here. And you've seen these things quite recently. You definitely know that it is definitely an Ankeg burrow. So there's one around here, certainly. Luther, you can hear more dragging sounds reverberating from within this cavern.
I will call out to Rawl through mine and his through our normal way with him,
Yes.
and let him know to let everyone know that there's something around here up by us.
I imagine you're just you're spouting this over the conference call, essentially.
Correct.
Because he's linked everybody, so everybody but Luther is aware of that.
Oh, hey, look, Carl does know things.
Oh yeah, he just didn't see it. He's basically sneaking around there, going like, "I'm so sneaky, y'all."
I don't see it myself.
Just nin, mother. And yeah, he's in his own little world right now. He's still got a healed over jab wound in his side, but he's like, yeah, this is what I'm out here for, sneaking around. I don't know. I don't know. I refuse to do more country than I already have. So, and also, okay, so a few moments later, it's just Luther, there's a thing up that Carl found.
Oh, good boy. All right.
It's an
Check it out.
it's an ant keg.
Right. Well, you might as well let those other people know that we got some ashworms in here too. But I'm coming with you. Let's go.
I'm just kind of nodding. You'll hear that apparently Luther found ashworms in a southern passage, and that they're coming to you. So we're going to check something right quick. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Yep. Okay. So as you guys are creeping along, you're passing along that message. You hear this. And, yeah. Let's just get this. So this thing comes bursting up at you from under the ground. It does not take you by surprise because you were aware of it. So, but hey, your wrestling partner is here.
Are we rolling new initiative?
For now, yes.
Can I roll?
You can now roll. You are free to roll about the cabin.
Oh, that's crap.
Oh, that's a big one. Crikey, that's a big one.
Oh god, you're not Australian.
I just wanted to say it.
You're a horrible Texan type thing. Just deal.
Since I saw it coming up at me, do I have enough time to enrage beforehand?
You were aware that there was something moving, but it kind of burst up on you. There's no surprise round, there's no extra action. You didn't see where it was, you just knew there was something there and were on alert for it.
Gotcha.
Alright. So we got everybody. And we got Rawl going, oh god, these things again.
I'm gonna use another new spell.
This is just like Christmas Day for you, isn't it?
Kinda.
I'll yell out to Simon, hey Simon, remember that one time I shoved my arm down at Nan Keg's throat?
Wouldn't recommend it.
Apparently he's not taking too much guff off this thing, because, Kess, you see this thing just kind of recoiling. as something is jolting it.
Where's Timothy when you need him?
He can talk to these things, right? Carl.
It's being my lab assistant.
I'll move into striking range.
Hurrah!
My first attack is going to be a unarmed attack while I have my sword in the right hand. So my first hit is going to be an unarmed punch.
So you're basically going to do your attack, unarmed attack, your dual wield attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like unarmed first, and then I will be wielding my sword in the other.
You're doing typical flurry or non-flurry motions here.
For this one,
Go flurry.
yeah, we'll go with flurry. We'll give it a go.
Okay, so that's going to be unarmed sword, unarmed, and 2 more unarmed.
Unarmed sword, unarmed, unarmed.
There's going to be 3 at the other end of that sword. So first hit, that, and then 3 more for your key point. As you start... This thing kind of has things that look like shins.
You need to turn and say shot.
Yeah, I know, I do. I told you it was gonna be easier to just turn it on and off.
Yeah, but you haven't turned it off.
I know.
Yeah, it's delightful for you. All right, so let's see. That is 8 points for the first one. I'm pretty sure this is... No, your longsword kind of skids off its armored hide. However, the other 3 strikes land true.
All right.
So that's 8, 14. Ooh, very nice hit. 25, 33 points of damage. You basically come up to this thing and like a psycho kind of jump up on it, swing your sword. It kind of knocks off, but then you just start pummeling it with like, a right hook, a knee to its, mandible. You basically like blackjack it with the hilt of the pommel of your sword, doing like 35 points of damage to this thing. And it is looking kind of broken.
Hey, do guitars exist in 5th edition?
They don't technically, but I count them as daggers.
Oh darn! I was gonna say those would be good weapons probably for him.
Well,
Why are you
yeah.
saying darn, it's just a dagger, dude.
I mean,
Yeah, true.
it would also technically be counted as a monk weapon with a little bit of training, a guitar.
Yeah, just call it a guitar. Just call it a guitar with monk
Yeah.
efficiency.
Yeah, basically, a guitar by any other thing is just essentially a reskinned dagger. So, and just one that's reskinned to be monkable.
Look,
So
you
this
have a
thing-
katana, you already have a sword. Come on. Use your imagination. It's whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, 5th edition just is a lot of like, hey, you want it to look like something? Well, here's the equivalent of it. Just reskin it. Fuck it. We're not making 800 stat blocks.
Gotcha.
So this thing is barely hanging on as, Kess, you witness a psychotic halfling jump up on this thing and just go full on Monday Night Raw on this shit. Zyman, it is your turn.
Say, does a natural weapon, like say a bite or something, count as a weapon attack? I'm assuming yes.
Depends on what you're doing with it. I mean, it is an attack.
And wouldn't it technically be unarmed in a way? Because it's not really a...
That's why I asked.
Yeah, I would say that would count.
Well,
I'm guessing.
what I'm gonna do.
I'm guessing weapon attack roll versus like spell attack roll. I think
Okay.
that would be the difference of it. Like if it was casting a spell, it would probably still be able to cast the spell at you. So it needs to make a Constitution save.
Yep.
To beat a 16. Yep.
It
It's this frost is starting to kind of form on its spittle, but it's not taking it. So Psycho Halfling. Is your bumbling
Psycho
beating it
Halfling's
around?
doing that too. Just so you know. From the last round, because of the unarmed.
Plus
strike,
two to
I
plus
also
2 to your
have-
AC. Okay,
So I have 20 now.
you have a 20. All right, good to know because it's not happy with you.
Ha!
Yeah.
Ah, again.
As it's thrashing about, snapping its jaws at you, you're like kind of, knocking it away with your sword there.
Ooh.
As this thing is, Luther, at the start of your turn, roll me perception real quick.
Absolutely. Or not.
All right, carry on.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yes. All right, then. I will action and move and bonus dash for 60 feet, which will put me there. Leaving me an action to short bow.
You'll be doing it like on the run, like around here ish, because that's
Yeah.
through a wall. But you'll end
Oh,
up
yeah.
there. So you're taking your shot on the run. It just kind of sails a little wide.
That's cool.
You're being all gangster about it.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, Kess.
Alrighty, Kess will enrage and standard protocol.
In the name of Shormamu, smite that bastard.
Yeah, this thing is already broken and haggard, and here comes Kess. Yeah, you don't even have to make the second attack. Just Hachuga!
I'm gonna hold my second action.
You can't
in
hold
case
a
anything-
second action because you've taken your attack. So you basically cleave and carve into this thing's lower jaw, kind of splitting it like Hydralisk style. Yeah. Vicious sons of bitches. You guys are terrible people. I hope you feel bad for yourselves.
Not really.
All right. Well, that would be. So from here, 5. Oh, come on. Stop that. 2. Yeah, okay. So, Zyman,
Yes.
we're going to have you make a quick perception check real quick as well.
I'll make one, but I can totally see that.
Yeah, well, it's within your sight, but your attention was. So, yeah, as you're focusing on, seeing all this thing go down, you hear this and turn around and you see ashworms burrow up from the ground and start swarming at you.
Oh, yay.
Shormalu has blessed us with another fight.
Oh, God. Please make him stop. Please make him stop. Please make him stop.
Beautiful. That's hilarious.
So I know.
Ah.
No, I've already rolled their initiative. I just needed that to put them on there. So Rawl sees this pop up the same as you and just... We're making a lot of noise. The one that you can both see starts convulsing. We've got more behind us. Which would bring it to Carl.
Alright, I could see Rawl, so... And he said there's more behind them.
There's more behind us. Yeah, he's focusing to the south, to the southeast, and he's got that. He's got this pinched look on his face.
I will head in his direction. Give me one second. Ah, here it is. I could do that. Nah. And we'll move right there next to Zyman.
Yeah, you can see this worm out here. Yeah, you like come up and just as the drift globe like brings it into this shadowy illumination, you see this writhing thing just hissing and has this stinger-like tail waving in the air behind it. Just
Yo, that's one ugly motherfucker.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna shoot him first with my bonus action with my bow.
okay. So you activate your Kensai.
Yes, activate the Kensai. He's gonna get. And I use my actual action and nail him. Oof, that's beautiful.
Yes, and that's to every shot of the first shot. As you can say.
Both shots once you use the bonus if I use the bonus
Okay.
action. Yeah.
All right. I just didn't know if it was like sneak attack or like hunter's mark.
Nah.
And it's more hunter's mark. All right. So 11 20 points of damage onto this thing as you pop pop.
Alright.
This thing's looking a little rough here. Simon, you got worms again.
Should really take a pill for that.
Okay. Well, 10, 15, 20, yeah, I can totally get there. Hey, buddy.
It's not impressed by you.
I'll go the old school. Probably miss with that, but fine. Bonus action, probably miss. No, maybe? I don't know.
Let's see here. Zas Verms. Actually, you hit with both.
Nice.
You just
Nice.
zappy, 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 stab. Yeah, it's almost gone.
I love cantrips.
Right.
I will tell
Did
you.
attack again with since you did a cantrip.
No, that's only because when he uses Green Flame Blade, the cantrip basically is an attack,
Gotcha.
and then it's just because that was the cantrip, he then gets to make a regular sword strike. It's kind of brilliant on that respect.
Yep.
All right, this thing is not pleased with you in the least. But we are on to Luther.
All right, Luther is going to Luther starts moving, running along low on the wall, and will let go with a short bow.
Boing.
Twang.
Yeah, you kind of catch it in this, what you're slowly devising to be assumed to be the temple, like based on its physiology. It's kind of, this the brain should just kind of be in there. Whip, fit, and it.
There it is.
Whether it was excessive trauma or you hitting the brain, it definitely goes down. Kess.
Probably real quick call out to Rawl. Yeah, we are making a lot of noise, but I don't think not doing so was ever an option.
Huh.
I'm standing right here.
I mean, and might I say, your style today is outstanding.
Yeah, I'm flashy. I don't do sneaky.
I don't need to hide myself. I'm Simon. Have you met me? I'm awesome.
Sorry, I realized that guy's dead, but I didn't use my bonus action, so.
That's fair. You've got 6 points for this round. That's important for you.
You never know.
You'd never know. So, Kess, you come kind of running up here, looking around. There's a, as you're moving forward, there's a splatter of where one of these things was.
Kess will sigh.
Is that all for you?
Yeah, because I don't see anything else.
Okay.
I mean, don't not be excited now. Come on now. You know, we can't see in this like black covering that is just hiding all of his DM minis. Just all
There's a reason why I use the lighting.
He's trying to kill off all the other characters that haven't been re-rolled.
Look, I'm sorry. Some of you haven't been renewed for season 2.
He's trying to kill off Kess because the things that he has started.
I mean, if there's no Kess, there's no more talk of Shawarmamu. I'm just saying.
Or will there be?
No, there won't, because this sets an example.
Will there?
It takes a swing at you.
It misses.
It does miss. Rawl will move to engage. Yeah. Rawl's kind of on tilt today from a couple of different things. He's just like, his heart's just... There's something going on in the kid's head.
Find
Carl.
your kid, we're here to find your mom.
Alright, Quinn, as a heads up, I am using the bow again to shoot the one next to Cass.
Alright, so you're using your
and-
bonus for Kensai?
Yes, and I'm going to take a -5 penalty to my attack rolls.
Alright, sharpshooter, go.
Shawarmamu shall smite all of thee.
Unfortunately, you're speaking in Dwarvish and nobody understands you.
Oof, the first one's a no.
Go ahead and roll me a percentile, please.
I'm sorry, Cass. Where is that again, damn it?
2d10 is fine.
What is he rolling to see if he hits Cass?
Yeah, we're seeing if that... 72. No, it's fine. It just misses.
I was gonna say danger sense. Hope danger sense kicks in.
There's danger all around you. When everything's a danger, danger sense just kind of like fades into this white noise.
Spidey senses are always tingling.
Yeah.
Does the second one hit?
The second one does hit, because
Alright,
even with a
even with
minus
minus
five,
five.
even with the minus 5, that'll hit.
Woohoo! 24 damage makes up for the first one.
Yep. You do notice that one of the arrows, Kess, goes kind of close towards you. But it doesn't get around to hitting you. Zyman, shit's popping out of walls.
I see. That one can take an attack on me as I walk past it. I don't.
Okay, make a dex save. No. But holy crap, it does hit you.
Or does it?
Whoa. Denied.
Okay. That is certainly your choice to do. As you're going by, and you basically, as you're kind of moving towards the other one, see this thing goes by and like, oh shit, it got close. You got with a quick flick of your wrist, that burst of like light the size of a large dinner saucer pops up as the stinger like hits into it, and you see this crackle of bright veins kind of sketch across the mystical shield.
Cool. Well, then I would like to Shocky.
Zappy zap.
The monkey.
Don't shock the monkey.
Shock the monkey.
Don't shock the monkey. All right, so that is that's a big 18 on there for you there, partner. And yes, I do hate myself a little bit for saying it like that.
I think Carl's rubbing off on you.
Yeah, and I'm about to get a restraining order because that's nasty. Carl's definitely on a watch list. Luther.
Well, only thing to be done is a short bow at the one next to Cass.
Indeed. For a nice 18 points on that one, too.
I will also move 20 feet to be here. And I'm going to slap Cass's butt with a little bit of virtue.
Slapping his butt with virtue. The Lord does work in mysterious ways.
Give him the football player ass tab. Just go get him, bud.
Is it wrong that I was already anticipating that's how it was going to be anticipate the spoken as?
That is just how I virtue other people.
Go on, buddy.
If we have anybody who doesn't like touching in the future, that's just what happened. Your health is consent. I'm just saying.
Oh, God. All right, Kess, save us from this. No, wait, it's Kess. He can't save us.
Kess will take a 5-foot adjustment. And he is going to go ahead and go ham on the front two in front of him.
Okay, the ones to the south.
And beforehand, he'll look down at his axe. Shwarmamu, guide my axe.
Oh, fuck.
Wow, that second one killed shit.
Fuck. My life, man. What do you even do? It's basically gotten to incoherent babble at this point. You weren't raging it, were you? You still hadn't popped it from the last time.
I missed a turn. When I ran over here, there was nothing.
All right, I thought so, but I just wanted to make sure that calculation. All right, we're going right to left here, so that's
Unless you want to consider me saying going ham. also popping rage?
No. Rage is definitely something you have to specifically tell me you do. We've established that all your attacks are reckless, unless you say otherwise. Really,
True.
that much is established because reckless is not a finite resource. Your rages are. And dear God, 19 points of damage onto that other one. Yeah, you're starting to mutter in. You're not even sure exactly what you're saying, but it feels good.
The sweet smell of tzatziki sauce is in the air.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting all kinds of phantom sensations right now. Like there's this bloodlust. It's not even like the regular bloodlust at this point. It's like you've normally just gone in and got angry and just let your passion, your thirst for battle carry you on. But at this point, it's this weird sensation right now. You're not angry. There's this odd sense of euphoria, and there's these smells that you don't quite understand, but they're just kind of wafting up from these things. You've had these things kind of like hit you with their poison and that ichor that smells up, but it's like it takes on a different scent for whatever reason. It's just, yeah, you got this weird battle euphoria going on. And then these things stab you. One of them manages to connect for, let's see, that's 13 total damage, and I need you to make a save. Okay, and yeah, you're right. You're right in that it's going to make the third one. It's going to make it a strike at you for 14 total points damage, and go ahead and make that second one.
I should have raged.
And you are poisoned. No, never mind. I got excited seeing that 9, but forgot you're a dwarf. Yeah, dwarves are naturally resistant to poison because they drink a lot.
Hilarious.
Because in D&D, alcohol is considered a poison for anybody watching this anywhere else. I'm pretty sure that is a widely accepted home rule. Okay, Carl is also poison resistant. That's good to know.
Halflings like to hang with dwarves.
That's true. The stout one. The reason why he's not a Lightfoot is because he drank too much. He's got that little bear gut going on.
Cass,
We drink and fight things.
You lost your temp hit points first, right?
Yep. Well, wait, temp hit points?
I gave you 5 temp hit points, so you should be able to refund 5 hit points.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
I thought you were keeping track of that, man.
I didn't know those were temp hit points. I thought that was just regular hit points that you were healing me for. So I was
nope,
like, oh, okay.
he gave you a little bit of a buffer.
Nice.
Luther did a little bit of disc priesting on you. Rawl, who is just kind of looking over, kind of concerned at Kess, will go ahead and try and, yeah, there we go. And yeah, he will actually get the skirmish on that one this time. Come on, roll it. Fucking, it's not gonna roll. Fine. I can make sure this happens in a different way. I don't care. Don't even care.
Wow.
So he's making up for all the times he's been missing. 14.
The plight of the single attack class. What are you gonna
21. Yeah, no kidding. 21.
Besides insane amounts of damage in one shot.
Yeah, it's kind of high risk, high reward classes, rogues, aren't they? Okay, so he makes a pretty decent hit on it. Carl.
All right.
Things
how
are getting
fucked up are
things
the
are getting
trees?
spicy. Well, the one Rawl just took a slash at is looking pretty. All of them are injured to some degree. Uh, you're kind of having to bob, duck, dip, dodge, and dive to kind of get views of these things because there's a lot of tall things in your way. But yeah, the one that Rawl just took a slash at is probably the most injured, and the other two are
All right.
looking kind of bad off.
Well, considering that, I'm going to hit the other two then with a shot of my bow each,
Okay.
starting with the Kensai shot.
Kensai shot is going to be at the top one. Are you sharpshootering or no?
No, I'm not sharpshootering this time.
All right. So we're going to roll against the top one first. All right. Good job. Pair of hits. You are keeping track of your ammunition, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So 14 points and 10 points spread around. Not bad. Not bad at all. Zyman, there's a lot of these bugaboos kind of hanging around.
Yes, there are. I want them to be closer, damn it.
This is why we have spells like Lightning Lure.
Yes, I have that spell. Was just debating it. But wouldn't it be at disadvantage because I'm... Oh wait, it's a save. It's not an attack. Fuck it!
Yep.
Lightning lure. This
So, yeah, I figured you're going to hit that one. All right. Strength save for it. Oh, geez, though. Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, it's totally zapped. So it's dragged towards you, and the zappy zap on it takes 10 points of damage. It's looking kind of rough.
And then for my bonus action, I shall swing at that bastard.
Okay. Grand total is 17 damage. Yeah, the last couple of days I looked up lightning. I was looking up through the skag, and I'm like, holy, oh, those are nice. I really like lightning lure.
Yeah, lightning lure and green flame blade were picked up with wizard level, and I am very happy with that.
I bet you are. Luther.
All right. Couple things. Going to spend the first 5 feet of his movement getting up here. He is going to smack Cass on the butt again with another virtue. You have 7 temporary hit points. The remaining 25 feet of movement are going to be used to get here as I run around the group. And I will use my action to... I'm going to green flame blade.
Hell yes!
Come on, combo the motherfucker. Okay. Good shit.
Oh yeah, sneak attack too.
Yeah, that first one gets sneaked the fuck down. So yeah, you take your dagger, you jam it into one of the thinner bits in its torso. You push it hard enough to where you hear that crack of its chitinous plating, and you see the barest tip of your dagger poke through the other side, where that gout of flame goes spraying onto the one behind it.
You know, I do have to say that I love your choice in spells, Simon. Good times.
Ditto.
Let's see. So that is a splash damage of 3 onto the other one, but a murdered worm nonetheless.
Massive murder bone.
Hey, look! It's one of Ken's characters that appreciates the spell Zyman took.
This guy is the antithesis of Obi.
Kind of funny because my next character is the antithesis of Simon.
Kind of, a little bit. So with Luther murdering a thing, now it is time for the time for the Kess show.
Oh yes, and I dropped my bow back here.
Kess will go ahead and enrage and go ahead and smack both of them around.
Blah 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 blah.
Guide thy axe.
Yeah, you're not even making intelligible. You're not even making intelligible speech right now. Shit, man.
Thank God you're always right.
Yeah, I mean, this is why we have you default murder mode. Kess's dial only goes to 11. Just letting you know.
Better to burn out than to fade away.
Pretty much.
Here comes the pain train.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so that is 15, which is good enough for that. And a middling crit, but still not friggin' bad. Yeah. So basically, it's just more of that, like, you feel that euphoria. You just let it take over. This big grin comes on your face. You don't even feel it anymore. You don't even see it. There's that normal, that reddish kind of haze that kind of clouds in the corners of your vision is almost like a field of little points of light that are kind of like drifting around, like dust seen through a shaft of light here. As you just kind of take this big grin, this like cricket player style like reach back with your axe, and a wide swing as it just cleaves through the remaining 2 ashworms.
Thank you, Shwarmama, for guiding my hand.
Oh, 1 round rage. That sucks, but I hope there's more.
Oh, it does kind of suck. Hopefully something does pop out.
The fact is that they were so incredibly injured already, but Kess is gonna Kess.
Right.
You don't stop what Kess does.
I think he was the only one that got chewed on, right?
Yeah. But
Still in,
he's
combat?
no, things have kind of gone quiet, but Kess has got this smile on his face as he's kind of Captain Morganing on one of the corpses there, just yeah.
Everyone's got a little shawarma in them.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, that hurts me. I need to sit down for a minute. Oh. Oh. Oh.
It almost sounded like Shaggy from fucking Scooby-Doo when he was pretending to be hurt.
Oh. It feels bad, man. You know what? I've changed my mind. The entire catacombs collapses on you. This evil cannot be loud. Oh, God. You people are going to be the absolute death of me.
At least you didn't die laughing.
The thing that none of us really know yet is Shwarmamu is actually Cthulhu.
I think that was established.
Oh, shit. You know what? You guys and your fucking memes here. That is... I can't even be that angry anymore because you have Defoe going fucking mental.
And
What is...
the
What even...
serious question is it makes no fucking sense.
Me and Kyle
That's
were actually
true.
talking that William Dafoe would probably make a good Joker.
He
Like the perfect
would.
Joker.
He would. I think you do it like 5 years ago or so.
The only thing is, I don't think he would do. There would be some stuff that would feel like it was missing from the way that. God damn! Why am I having a brain fart now all of a sudden?
Well, every Joker's got its own thing, so.
It's either got to be Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson.
Yeah,
I agree.
there's behaviors the way that Heath did it that just made it so perfect. But definitely like the expressions and everything that William Dafoe would be like, and the laugh and everything would definitely be very worth it as well. But I don't know if
Okay.
anyone else could
All
play
right.
Pink.
All right, flash forward like 20 years, and Defoe's the Joker now. It's like elderly Joker.
I don't know. I think you should still give it to Mark Hamill again. Like, fuck, let Mark Hamill do a live-action Joker. I don't care how old he is.
You know what? At this point, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care how accurate they can make him look. Just have him do it. It's a sign of honor at this point.
He's just. I mean, he's fucking done with Star Wars, from all I understand. So why the fuck not?
Yeah. Go back to being the Joker. He was probably the Joker longer than. You know, you're kind of not wrong. I think he's been low.
Good Riddler.
I don't know. I don't know
like
about
the
that.
Riddler. I thought the idea of that villain was pretty good.
Okay, so anyway, tangent aside.
If it's calmed down, I would like to use my healer feat on Kess. Kess, go ahead and roll a d6 plus 4 plus 9. You're a 9 hit dice, right?
8.
Yep.
I believe.
Or 8.
Or no,
So
are you
s-
9? I don't.
He's 9 at this point. He's the only 9th level here.
No.
Gotcha.
I'm
Simon
at
should be
level.
9.
Yeah, Simon's 9.
He's the only 9th level here.
Kess forgot to level up when you told him to level up. But okay, so 7 plus 9, you get 16 hit points back. And do not let me use healer on you unless it stabilize you again until the next day.
Yeah,
And,
you're right. He did forget the level. Well, that's fine. It'll bring him in line with everybody else. So good job.
So
Okay, so
17.
stay at
You
8.
get 17. Oh, stay at 8. Yeah. Okay, 16.
Okay, so I'm actually over. I got.
You're at maximum. It can't overheal you.
Okay, so what about the temporary hit points? Do
Those go away. Yeah, that's basically a buffer. They don't actually add hit points. It's basically damage reduction.
That is a fucking bomb feat.
Healer? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially a free out of combat potion for everybody.
Well, it's like it's stronger than most other fucking heals too, which is weird.
Yeah, but then again, it's only once per rest. So,
Right.
and no, it is
Well,
actually an
per
action, isn't it?
person
Fuck
I
yeah.
used it on. So Zyman can still get 1, Rawl can still get 1, Carl can get 1, and I can get 1.
So do I need to level my character after the today?
No, because everybody else is an 8. So you'll just fall in line with them.
No, okay.
Zyman, while he's patching him up and so what's going on, he's like, you might want to tell Luther that his friend might need patching up. And this was again just kind of it's a little quiet in the back of your mind.
Hey, Carl, you doing all right?
Yeah, could be doing worse, you know. Y'all all good up there?
That was code for I'm fine. He's fine. He said he's fine.
That's as he does. That's his option to say. So as you're taking, a quick little moment to patch up Kess, give me a. Everybody, go ahead and give me perception.
Well,
That's a lot of 16s.
Yeah.
Yep.
Luther is patching somebody up right now, so that's his
bitch.
excuse.
don't worry, Cass is, Cass is relatively alright. He's looking around. By the looks of it.
Yeah, everybody got fairly decent.
Rawl destroyed it.
It's just Rawl's just sitting there. He's just kind of starts rubbing at his forehead a little bit. And actually, let me check something here.
All right, guys, you gotta check Discord.
They kind of refuse.
It's my emotions in a GIF. That's amazing. I love it.
Okay, all right. Still a better love story than Twilight.
Everything's a better love story than Twilight.
Not everything.
Wow.
There's still Twilight.
Well, I said everything is a better story than Twilight, which means Twilight is not included in its own love story.
Oh,
Hold on, Twilight
kind of
is
feel like-
technically a better love story than Twilight.
Well, I kind of feel like Saw might be in the running for bad love stories.
Or good ones.
Still better than Twilight.
I mean, yeah.
That guy really loved murder.
No, the thing is, he didn't love murder. He loved He loved retribution, and actually, look, Jigsaw technically did nothing wrong.
Hashtag Thanos was right. What?
Sometimes I
You're
wonder.
not wrong.
Yeah. Sometimes I think Thanos just snapped the wrong people. So I'm going to have... Yeah, that's a thing for him. And what is this? How quickly do they run? Okay, that's fine. So we had, yeah, you were busy. Kind of do this. So yeah, we're gonna keep the initiatives as they are there. So there's suddenly things here. As things have come skittering up.
What are those?
What you see are these essentially brains on legs, as they just come dragging themselves across the ground. And as soon as they start getting closer, you see Rawl kind of recoil back with his hands grasping at his head.
Interesting.
Am I still enraged?
No, it's been a couple of rounds. We're gonna throw those onto the list there. And it's... Now, is that actually gonna... Yeah. So we go with that as they claw. No, they've had to use their movement to get up there, but suddenly you have these things just kind of hanging around you. They are tiny little brains with legs and very sharp claws. You have just finished patching Kess up when these things come scrambling up at you.
Well, goddamn.
Do we has image of these?
Their little token.
Yeah, they're nipples. See?
No, I mean what they actually look like.
Brain with legs.
It's a
Yeah.
brain.
So it's like
You
the brain. but
Use
with
your
legs.
imagination, you barbarian.
Oh boy. All right, fine. You... There. All right, jerks.
Yeah.
Shawarma.
No, bad Kess. You don't shawarma brains. That's a bad.
So is that on Luther?
You. It is. It is a Luther's turn.
Gotcha. It is 20 feet up right to that guy. Luther is going to he's going to cast Booming Blade. And completely fucking fail.
Oh my god. Okay. This thing is gross, and you've never seen anything quite like this before.
Super gross. He is going to virtue tap. He's going to give it to Carl. Carl, you get 5 temp hit.
All right. So, Kess. There are little squishy brainy things at your feet.
Cass is gonna go ahead and jump in between the two of these and I have one rage left. Cass is gonna look down at his axe and yes.
It's a big butt.
And look up, and then he's just gonna go ham with outrage.
You smacking one of them around?
Both.
All right, we'll do left to right. Okay, so 8 points on the first one here. And yeah. the backhand of this cleave, you hack through, the one in front of you, and then with the backhand it just kind of lodges right into it, and you hear this as it just kind of leaks out and just twitches.
Nice.
Fucking crits, man.
All shall fall in the wake of Shurmamu.
Rawl is kind of grasping at his head. He seems stunned for the moment in the wake of something. Carl.
Alright, I am going to attack the brain-looking thing next to me and hit it with 2 unarmed strike.
Piffed. 14 total damage. As this thing is squishy and slimy, but not like really slimy. It's more like this tacky, kind of like half dried out slime that kind of clings to your knuckles a little bit.
Yo, Luther, this thing's sticky and uglier than hell.
Zyman.
Actually, let's go for the flank. Yeah. And Shucky. Probably not.
You do just barely hit it. Rawl is not actually contributing towards a flank at the moment.
That's fine.
But you do end up murdering this little brainy boy. Quite handily.
I assume it's their turn next.
Yeah, it was their turn.
So he got rid of the initiative.
Yeah, of course. It's never the last one left. Okay, so let's see. It's going to go at it's going to go at Carl. Coral.
Dude, come on, bring it on.
That's
Control.
I know, right?
It is a brain, maybe.
Actually, yeah, go ahead and give me an intelligence saving throw.
Oh God, I didn't know they can do that.
Now, curiosity, would this be considered a charming of some sort?
It is not.
Damn. Come on, Carl, don't fail me now. Ooh.
Okay.
God.
Good save, Carl.
Well.
So you take 7 points of psychic damage.
Ouch.
What's your intelligence score?
It is the big number is a 0.
The actual total.
It's a 10. Or what?
You effectively have a 0 intellect right now, and you are stunned.
Make another 12 damage there.
No, that is not actual damage.
That is int damage.
Technically, that is temporary intellect damage. For the children's at home and in the audience, on a failure for this save, you roll 3d6. If the total equals or exceeds the target's intellect score, that score is reduced to 0, and the target is stunned until it regains 1 point of intelligence.
Oh. Yay.
So this. It just kind of latches. It just kind of like. You feel the intent of this thing focus on you in this anger and aggression as you just kind of like space out. Your vision just blurs into this kind of this haze as this white noise just screams in your head.
Those brains know nothing about rage or anger. I was born of it.
Oh God.
Carl is currently standing there with his tongue out like a, idiot, and
you're basically wobbling on your feet like someone's about to perform a fatality on you. You are stunned. And that being said,
Real quick, don't forget you took 5 less. Use your temporary HP first.
yeah, so you've only taken 2 damage to yourself.
Gotcha.
All right, so yeah, and kind of drifting out is this emaciated looking, very tall, leathery skinned thing with tendrils kind of falling out from its face as it's kind of looking around. Sees you, Luther, and just kind of twists its hand in kind of in a clawing, raking motion at you. And that is okay. I need a marker here. Let's see. So that is actually going to be everybody but Zyman. You are going to need to make me an intelligence saving throw, please.
What was that you cut out really bad?
But
Everybody but Zyman needs to make an intelligence saving throw. Carl, you are at -5 for this save.
nope.
Come on. Oof.
Nice.
Carl's totally fucked as far as intelligence is concerned.
Yeah, your brain is kind of pudding right now. Wow, even the person who would have resistance to this fucking fails. All of you. Oh, that is why even. Okay.
Hey, these guys are killers.
Yeah, well, I didn't expect absolutely everybody but Zyman to fail. So that is 19 points of psychic damage.
Is this an AoE? And hold on. does
It
the
is
mage
not-
apply to this?
No, because it's not dexterity based. Do correct me if that is.
No, it is dexterity only. So
Yeah, I was kind of hoping. I was like, do you take half damage just because it is an area effect? But I think it's, yeah. So. That's the wrong number. Minus. Okay, so is this screeching? Oh fuck! Well, I kind of have to roll for that too, because that's a thing. Oh yeah, of course it's fine. little brain, totally fine.
it's +1 to its save. Wow.
Yeah, that is odd. How a creature like that has such a shit on its own. So yeah, it's perfectly fine. Everybody else is stunned for 1 minute. On the end of each of your turns, you get to repeat the save.
It's okay, guys. I got this.
Yeah, you do. Get him, bud.
Yeah. Let me double check, make sure I did that. Yes, I did. Okay.
Blessings of Shoramamu upon you.
No. This hurts, Kess. This is a deep hurt. This is like Dr. Forrester's making you watch bad movies kind of hurt. So that brings it from them to you. I'm just going to put this. Where's this? Advanced. Where is this? I know there's an option here. I can just, there we go. Add turn.
Add their turn. Yeah, right click.
Yeah.
From the bottom.
And that, yeah, it's just I needed to scan out. All right, so yeah, that's apparent. That's where it goes in order anyway. So Luther, you at the end of your turn get to make another intelligence save. You shake it.
That I do. Kind of shake my head. Oh, you're going down, mate.
It's got a big red dot on Carl because he's just foobar right now.
Super.
He's
Drilling on himself.
he is so stunned, super ultra maxi stunned with wings.
Carl's like, stick a fork in me, I'm done.
He's blah, 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 blah.
He's forking the garbage disposal.
He put he put a spoon in his mouth and then jumped in the microwave. He is So, at the end of that, Kess, you get to go. And make your intelligence save. You remain stunned. This psychic energy just goes screaming through your head. Rawl gets to make his save. All right, at the end of the turn.
9 more.
9 more, you'll be fine. Yeah, Carl, you're still out. Zyman. A lot of people started grabbing their head.
Yeah. 15. Hey, I see a thing over there. All right. I don't want to get close to those fuckers right this second, so... Yeah, let's do that. Alright. At the brain thing.
Okay. You get 3 rays with that.
Well, I know. I want to know how many it's going to take that one out.
It is still alive.
Okay.
Now it's dead.
Okay. That one for the Mind Flayer.
You might want to take another step out just to make sure you don't have line of sight issues. Like if you hop yourself right there, you should be fine.
There.
Yeah.
That's
Then
fine.
you definitely
That'll be okay. Then that was 20 feet. My last 2, I want to go over here behind the pillar. And hopefully it doesn't fucking rape me.
Just kind of zip, 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 zip.
The hiding tank. Oh, I love it. Hilarious.
Bravely bold Sir Robin rode forth from Camelot.
I think our best tank for this one would be Raw.
Maybe. So, we have a Mind Flayer. Some of you may or may not know what that is in universe.
Luther has no clue on this one.
Yeah, this is kind of alien to practically everybody. Anybody trained in Arcana can give it a whirl. I don't think Rawl's trained in that. Nope, no fucking idea. So Zyman.
Mm-hmm.
You're pretty sure Lilith showed you one of these things at some point? They're what is it? Collicular. Oh God. They're generally they go by a different name, like in actuality, but people call them Mind Flayers. And seeing what's going on here, yeah, it definitely seems to be working people's brains as this thing kind of drifting along, ignoring you, Luther. This thing looks emaciated, like horrible, and it's kind of got this slathering thing coming from beneath its tentacles as it reaches down and picks up the halfling and seems to be dragging it towards its mouth.
Delicious halfling.
Fucking A. Really?
You are incapacitated and cannot resist as this thing. However, This is its grapple and its action. It cannot extract your brain until next turn.
That's good news. That is great news.
You've got 1 turn to save the halfling.
God damn.
You know what? The worst, if he doesn't extract your brain, he'll at least make you his thrall.
I swear, Quinn, you're trying to kill me now.
I'm not actually. You fell victim to the thing. This thing is legit starved.
Hey,
It's gonna be really funny if he loses 2 characters in the same dungeon.
I know. You know what? Is it wrong that I feel bad for Scotty more than anything, who's been drawing this guy?
Hey, Sen. If you watch the video I just posted, you'll understand why I made the sound that I did once he said it was a mind flare, and you'll see how bad it can be.
It's pretty bad, but yes, he's brought this halfling up, and its tendrils are just kind of slathering around it on its head. And Luther, you're right next to this thing. This thing is drooling.
Save yourself.
That's not good.
Sucks to suck, mate.
Alright, my turn, huh?
It is your turn.
Alright. I'm seeing Carl go brain damaged.
Oh yeah, he was brain damaged, and then the mind flare came at him.
Gotcha. Would it be reasonable to suspect that maybe Lesser Restoration could snap him out of it?
What does Lesser Restoration do again?
Oh, wait, hold on. You can add either 1 disease or 1 condition affecting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. Never mind, this can't do shit. Nope, can't help you.
I mean, you can make it so he's not stunned anymore by,
True.
I mean, by Mind Blast anyway.
Right, but he'd still be a vegetable.
He would still be a vegetable. He is stunned on 2 different levels.
So he's a vegetable, he's stunned.
Or
It's really...
Luther, you could make it so he doesn't suffer.
He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know anything to suffer. Look, Carl is not suffering right now.
Damn.
I'll let you know I'm not actually trying to kill you.
Oh man, fucking protection from evil and good would be great, but it's not going to do anything right here.
Well, yeah, because he can't resist a grapple.
Yeah. Oh. I could try to rip him out of the Illithid's mouth.
You know, if Kess was able to grapple right now, it would be a good option.
Alright.
Maybe.
Could I use my action to attempt to remove the halfling from the possession of the creepy squid-faced man?
You would be able to do a contested, athletics, acrobatics.
I think athletics.
Thingamer.
Yeah.
It's
Like
you're.
my acrobatics is higher, but athletics just.
Yeah, because you're trying to, yeah. So. Yeah, opposed grapple.
It's a decent shot.
Oh yeah, this thing is weak. And it's you if it weren't obviously trying to bite down on this guy, if he wasn't trying to make a meal of him, you'd feel bad because this thing is moving kind of sluggishly and slow. You just kind of grab onto his ankles, just you easily rip it from the things, and it just kind of looks at you with this.
Mate, he's not on the menu.
You will hear this kind of static in the back of your head. I'm trying to think the noise that's made out of the first Independence Day. That high little there's something just kind of being very invasive in the back of your head. You do notice, however, that that Carl has got some blood leaking out the back of his head, and there's a patch of there's a patch of his hair missing. He's got kind of like this Friar Tuck bald spot on the back of his head.
Luther thinks to himself that, oh boy, I better not tell him about that. Probably tell the rest of these guys not to say anything either. Alright, well, I can make sound 2, bonus action. Toll of the dead on this thing.
Alright, wisdom save on the Mind Flayer.
I did it too. My D12s are lower than my D8.
It does not succeed and takes 6 points of necrotic damage as you ring some bells back at him.
So yeah, I think that's everything but a move, and I'm not doing a move.
Yeah.
Can I use my move instead of me moving to toss Carl out of this guy's range without provoking?
Well, here's the thing. Moving another creature is basically it will take up movement from yourself. Yeah. So you can shove him behind you without moving yourself.
Gotcha.
So it's like, well, you're not moving, and it's forced movement on the part of Carl. So no.
Right, it would be an actual shove. So yeah, I will shove Carl behind me.
So he's just kind of, you hear this, as he kind of like his back kind of impacts against the wall, and he's just kind of standing there. There's a little bit of drool leaking out of the side of his mouth. Kess.
Stay behind me, Carl.
All right.
So you can go ahead and stand there drooling some more.
The halfling is saved for a round.
Yeah. Luther is essentially keeping is playing keep away with a ham from an angry pit bull.
That's beautiful. Love it.
Listen, bud, you don't want to eat his brain. It's probably terrible. I've seen how he treats himself, and that's not something you want to get into.
So, okay, that was the grapple on that. That brought it to your turn. Kess failed. Rawl, who we shall see. He's not stunned, but yeah, he shakes himself from this thing and goes up to introduce parts of this to him. They are, yeah, okay, there's that. Rawl, take a swing. Actually take a swing for once. Yeah, no.
We're doomed.
Yes. Clearly something has shaken. So, fuck. All right, and he's grappled. All right. So first and foremost, he takes 7 points of psychic damage from the tentacle slapping him. And
Rawl does?
Yeah. As Rawl just, he is not looking too hot. Apparently.
Do you roll with it, or
he was already good. You can't take multiple halves.
Yeah.
He's already resistant to the damage, so. He will, however, as this thing slaps him with a tentacle and tries to wrap around him, he just kind of shoves it away and kind of staggers back a little bit. Shin Shatter is.
How do I get in like that? Christ.
I believe you can get a point back during a short rest or a long rest. I don't know how recovering ability score damage does. I know there are like restorations and stuff that can do it, but
Yeah, greater restoration would do it, which we don't have.
Oh god.
because we don't actually have, a full-blooded priest.
I want to pull him to me.
Oh yeah, no.
Sweet. Then
So
I
you-
will bonus action smack the bitch.
All right, good job. Grand total of 13 points of damage through that. And it is the Mind Flayer's turn. Does not get his Mind Blast back.
God.
Yeah, yes.
Indeed. Okay, let's see. This is this. Mr. Savalis,
Yes.
do me a real big favor and roll me an intelligence save. I believe it is an intelligence save. Let me just double check that.
What is it when I have my book open already?
Well, yes, I kind of do. I have that in front of me, too. It is a wisdom save, in fact.
Oh, good.
You had advantage on it anyway, but you hear in the back of your mind, "Feed me."
Eat an ant monster, fucker.
There's a brain laying there.
They're apparently not good enough for him. All right, Luther. This thing is no longer in your melee range.
Oh boy. Luther is going to step in. He's got nothing he can do for Carl at the moment, so he's going to step in and... Oh, why not? We're going to Green Flame Blade. They're about the same.
Cha!
Does that hit?
That does, in fact, hit him.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Sneaky, sneaky, flamey bursty.
Flamey bursting.
So, 24...
Would be the 6 on the other one.
Oh, the first number is the jump?
Yeah, the first number I put as a jump. I can swap them though. Yeah, it's got the 5 feet.
Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, if you would be so kind for mine to swap it over to the second number being the jump.
Sure.
So that's 29 points of damage on this thing.
And I'm not thinking defensively at the moment. So how bad does Rawl look?
Rawl, he doesn't look... I mean, he looks more distressed than injured.
Gotcha. In that case, I will Toll of the Dead as a bonus action.
Okay. That's such an...
Oh, he made.
That is... Yeah, and of course it has to be the one time you roll really good on your damage roll.
Yeah.
God, that is such a bitch of a 1-2 punch. I am not even...
It's pretty fucked up, yeah.
You ever sneak attack on Toll of the Dead? It's glorious. So, Kess, end of your turn. You can go ahead and save.
I'm consistently rolling nothing but 6 on this save. Have you noticed that?
Kess is consistent.
Every single one is 6.
Alright, Rawl tries to shake himself out of this shit. And friggin' slash him. Okay, yeah.
There we go.
Apparently with all this, he just kind of finally snaps himself out and kind of takes him by the shoulder, spins him around, and puts the blade very neatly into its gaping maw. Because that is a lot of damage on a crit. As this thing just kind of like gurgles and slumps down. You can see the sweat building up on his brow. He's like, he doesn't look like he's quite well at the moment.
Give him a pat on the shoulder. Atta boy. And then I'll go look at Carl.
Fuck, what do we do? What?
I don't know. A few moments later, Kess, you shake yourself free. And you just kind of, your senses kind of revert to you. Just, those were some colors.
Well, that was interesting.
Oh, you don't know the half of it. Fucker tried to eat our little friend there.
That's a good question. What do we do for him?
So his ability should say if it recovers on a short or long rest or needs to be magically healed.
I will pop them back up because they were dead. Let's see. It is stunned until it gains at least 1 point of intelligence.
Gotcha.
So it is just set to 0. It does not have a duration.
So it'd be your call. I mean, this is a pretty common thing they can do, right? So maybe short rest recovery.
Geez, where would that be in the book even?
Well, that's the thing. It's usually the recovery rate is usually listed on the ability being used against it.
Let me check real quick for under see if this damage ability score would. Damage vulnerability, damage types. That would be really nice for what happens to them.
I swear that should be listed. Let me look up the listed.
It's under the intellect devourer. Because the stun from Mind Blast wears off in a minute.
Oh, I mean, traits, actions, devour intellect, DC 12 intelligence saving throw against its magic, take 11, 2d10 psychic damage, also on a failure roll 3d6. Score is reduced to 0, the target is stunned until it gains 1 point of intelligence. Interesting.
Yeah.
It doesn't say, so yeah, I guess it's up to you. We might need a greater restoration.
You might have to.
Yeah.
Yes,
You can also,
we'll carry him.
some sources can be healed through short or long rests. Just saying. So since it doesn't specify, it would probably be in your court, however you want to handle it.
Yeah, I'm checking something real quick here that Where is...
Can roll a percentile to decide.
It doesn't say downtime activity. Because I think there's like a rest and recovery. Damage resistance, referring stabilizing creature, instant death, falling unconscious, monster's death, knocking a creature out.
Here you go. I got it. Mike
Alright.
Merle says it's an oversight. Not in rules as written. I'd allow it. So, is there a way to recover? I'd allow it with any spell that removes a curse or disease. I believe it's an oversight.
A curse or a disease, okay.
At least that's what Mike Merle's tweeted.
He's one of the officials, right?
He's the
Or
lead
the-
designer. So.
Yeah, okay, that's... Like, the name sounded really familiar, so...
Somewhat. I mean, technically not that smart anyways, but...
Who?
Character.
Yeah, so could I hit him with Lesser Restoration then?
It's possible. We will...
I'm going to spend the spell no matter what, and then you can decide.
Well, I was going to say, roll a d20, actually. We'll do this. We'll leave this one kind of a little bit up to chance. Because as you're kind of trying to figure out what's going on with it. Okay. So you're kind of debating against this. Whereas you will see Rawl just kind of pick him up and just kind of open his eyes and just kind of stare him in there. And he will kind of blink back to awareness. That's another 5 gone there.
Oh, there you are, Sunshine.
What the hell happened?
I mean, you got bitten by a brain. Something like that.
Y'all, that's weird shit right there.
It got in our heads.
Well, glad that's over.
I'll start at least tending to Carl's wounds.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do what you do there.
You get 15 hit points back, bud.
Dang, sweet. Those temporary ones. What do I
No,
do?
those are that's
They're gone.
standard healing.
So the temporary hit points that I gave you during the combat, that is that goes away at the end of the round. So when it's my turn again, those are gone.
Interesting how you rolled a d5 there, though.
Oh, yeah, no, it should be a D6. I don't care. It's 15. It's good.
Yeah, that's good.
That's fine. He's nicely touched up. So with this clarity, everyone can give me another quick perception.
Luther's also going to take some healing himself if he has time.
Yeah, you'll have time.
I apparently am out of fucks to give about this place.
It's like, holy fuck, there are things trying to eat brains. Brains trying to do shit to other brains. Carl is still in a little bit of a daze, but is kind of coming to
chalk
here.
it up to I am at least a little familiar with mind flayers, and just said, fuck this.
Yeah, there are things that go and eat your brain. This is like if Opie went dark side.
Brains.
Like, this is what could be for Opie. And you, in the back of your head, you're like, you know what? For the first time, I'm glad the little fucker's not around. So, Luther. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say, Rawl got walloped pretty bad in that as well. Yeah.
He's not like I said. He's kind of injured, but he's doing all right. He's more distressed with all of this than he is. You know, he's just not having a good time.
I'll poke him with the stick.
Okay, you poke him with a stick, and he gets 7 hit points. He'll just kind of give you a nod of gratitude. Let's not do a minus sign for that, shall we, though? And now, as you're kind of checking him over, both you and Kess kind of hear this noise. It kind of half sounds like chanting, but the timbre and the pitch of it is off. It's no language that you know of, and it's starting to rise in just rise in volume. It seems to be coming from everywhere.
Right, that sounds like a good cue to fuck off. Now, what were we looking for down here? Not this, right? And Luther starts walking away.
Okay, well, let's... As that is happening, you hear this scream in the back of your head, this anguished kind of a cry out as you hear this, as you physically hear this, as hefty noises slam into a wall, as there are now heavy footfalls coming quite near you. With that, oh my goodness, you are right there, and that is where we're going to go into tactical turns again.
Shwarmamu, help me smite these unbelievers.
God.
Going back into tactical. Should we roll initiative?
Yes, we are. I think we got some people who are just 110% done with everything that's going on here.
What is this initiative?
Like, Luther and Rawl are like, yeah, let's go for the door. Everybody else is just, Zymon's like, the hell? And Kess and Carl are just like, fuck.
Carl's gonna scratch his head.
Who the hell is that even noise?
Come on, boys. This is just another day in a dungeon.
Okay. I'm just gonna put that in there.
Don't fear, everyone. Shwarmamu is watching over us.
Who do you think's attacking?
Dude, that would be hilarious if you actually made like a huge beast come out called Shwarmamu.
No, I wouldn't do that. He's the final boss.
Kess would have to bow to him.
Yeah, immediately turns on the party. So there is that thump, 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 and it is rapid. It sounds large, and it is moving quickly. And what rounds the corner is this titanic mass of undulating, soft tissue.
Somebody forget to balance the washing machine beforehand.
I've got the weirdest boner right now.
extremely aroused.
Just with the sight and the light that's kind of flickering off this thing as this glistening hide or whatever. It's this mass of just kind of twitching and convulsing muscle as it's stomping around. You see that what these protrusions that are acting as feet, these pseudopods coming out from this mass, have these purplish like ichor stains on the bottom of this of the bottom of its feet. And as it's just kind of stomping forward, looks over, and it makes this lurching like backwards, arms raised up into the air. You can see as it tilts its form backwards. This head has this like lolling, what looks to be a tongue, but you could swear that you see something like a spinal column attached to it. And there's when you realize this is something that is easily 10 foot wide, shoulder to shoulder, standing hunched at the ceiling. If it were to stand completely fully back, it would probably go another foot or two beyond it. This writhing mass of brain tissue as it starts lurching forward, as this static comes blaring in at your, just assaulting your senses. I'm going to have everybody make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, goddamn.
Sanity save.
That's what you get for making everyone make wisdom saving throws.
Yeah, apparently. Which is fine, ish. So, Zyman and Carl, you're okay. Everybody else, for the next round, you have disadvantage on your shit. As Rawl just kind of shoots his hand forward and makes this pinched look on his face again, and this thing just kind of tilts its form, or whatever constitutes its head, kind of looking, and you see the intent focus onto Rawl. Whatever Rawl was trying to do seems to have had no effect on it. Bringing it to Luther.
All right. So Luther, not feeling too confident in this, is going to. Carl's back up, huh?
Carl's back
All right.
up.
Carl's back up. Rawls up. Rawls. I gotta do it to Rawl. I'm gonna run up to Rawl and slap him with. Protection from good and evil.
Okay.
And then I will slap Zyman with virtue as a bonus action.
Yay.
All of the things.
So yeah. And I think, so I started here, 5, 10, 15, 20. We got 5 feet of movement. I'm going to step back a little bit.
Yeah, stick a little thing there.
Yeah.
Zyman. So you're okay.
Yep.
You were fighting a titanically, well, not titanically, but a gargantuan brain golem. How about that?
Okay. Fuck that guy.
Just walks away.
No, I'm walking closer. Fuck that guy.
Oh, okay.
Probably got mass strength, but whatever. Come to me, pretty.
Okay, let's see here.
You scorpion bitch, get over here.
As you lurch your hand forward and kind of you feel that crackle of energy sending it forward into the golem, it strikes it in its midsection and kind of dissipates, and it seems to kind of like twitch at you. Focuses on you for a brief moment and then just kind of it does not move.
Bastard. Well, that's all I got.
Huh. Kess.
I will go ahead and enrage.
The fuck is this shit?
Shormamu, guide my hand to smite.
God. Kess is either going to become a warlock or the most fucked up paladin.
Paladin.
Paladin of rage.
Can you smite while raging?
Well, you're not casting a spell when you smite, so...
I mean, if you can smite while a T-Rex, you can smite while pissed off, I guess. Okay, so yeah, you carve into this thing. As there is this putrid, vile, acrid smelling, like purplish, bluish, oil-like ichor that is spurting out from this. That's 4. That's an even 30 points of damage. All right, Carl. This is the biggest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life.
And yes, it is one ugly, disgusting ass creature, and yes, it's gonna die. Alright, I'm going to use Flurry of Blows on this one. However, my first 2 attacks, with using my extra attack, is gonna be with my long.
Okay, so you're getting 2. All right.
So yes, 2 attacks with the longsword. And then the others will be the 2 attacks with the
2 attacks in the unarmed.
Thought it was 3 earlier.
Is it 3?
Yeah. Sword, unarmed, extra sword, punch.
Yeah.
So 2 punches, 3 slash. Monk
3 slash?
math. Oh, that's if you're using a key point. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using a key point. So you want a 3rd slash?
3rd punch.
Third.
Well, I guess it's a monk weapon, so you can do what you want with that. Let me double check here.
Pretty sure it was only 2, but whatever.
Slash punch, slash with the extra. Yeah, it's 2 punches. It's 2 punches when you're using flurry.
All right. So yeah, it's only the 2. So disregard the 3rd one.
Well, no, it'll end up being 3rd because your main hand attack was a slash, and you can take basically you're using your offhand strike, and then your extra attack with a sword slash, and then flurry of blows is 2 punches.
Yeah, okay, so that works out. So it's a total of 5.
Yeah, you're good there.
Awesome.
Let me check something real quick here. Okay. So that is 1, 2, 3 punches. All right, you make a couple of quick slashes across this thing, and it does not look like the blade is sinking in whatsoever. It's just this mash is just kind of folding around your blade and just kind of like the rolls of this brainy tissue just kind of flex and pop your blade off it as you slash at it. However, your punches seem to have it recoil, as it takes a grand total of 29 points of damage.
Hi.
So now it's its turn.
Bye-bye, one of you two.
We got this.
I need you to make intelligence saves. Both Kess and Carl.
Or both of you, whatever.
Fuck my life.
All right, you both take 11 points of psychic damage from being in proximity to this thing.
Do I take half since it's psychic damage?
No.
Psychic damage is the one thing you don't resist.
I thought bears were
Nope.
everything.
Everything but psychic.
Sounds like this fight was this damage was strictly for him.
This is why you never wanted to go up against Rawl, because he does psychic damage as well. Okay, and then he will make a slam attack against both of you.
Does he
So
provoke since he's not just attacking me?
The first one will attack you, so you will take the 16 points of damage from that, and then he will be making his slam attack against Carl, which then you will be able to retaliate against.
Just saying, you know I used a melee weapon, so you know what that means.
You are at 20,
you.
so it may not have hurt it, but you can use that to just kind of slide and deflect and just there's a breeze that hits you from this thing is like, holy crap, that was fucking close.
Yeah. Like, oh shit.
All right, so that is 19 points of damage to this brain creature. As Rawl is just sees everybody else getting up there and kind of steels himself to go running forward. Really doesn't want to be up near that thing. But
I give him protection. He's got this.
still doesn't want to be near it. Really, really doesn't want to be near it. And the oh man. Okay, so
Provoke me.
no, because you can't provoke the provoked attack. And besides, you've already taken your reaction. So Rawl comes running into this. You kind of raises his blade up at it and just kind of like freezes for a little bit. Looks at this thing in abject, shocked horror as this thing raises its arms to kind of slam down at it, and it just kind of freeze. And it's like they lock attention on each other for a moment, and then there's just that moment that passes as something happens between the two, and
They are destined to be best friends.
no, there's a look of horror on Rawl's face.
Raul realizes it is his father.
Oh god.
Luther.
This is his mom. What?
Oh jeez.
Alright, so Luther would
Plot
start
twist.
with a bonus action to hex the golem. And then he's going to move a little bit over here. And he's going to short bow. Look what you started. Look what you did, Quinn.
Holy crap. Here, one second here. Let me see.
No, it's not going to count. You rolling anything is not going to count because it's not an actual turn. But you fire your bow at this thing, and it's just like, oh God, what is this thing?
I can't find weak points.
I mean, you're trained. You're trained to the easiest thing to do is shoot it in the head. But what happens when it's all the head? Is that all that you were doing there, Luther?
Yep, he is hexed. Strength.
Okay, so he is strength hexed.
All right. I go up here. And ha! Does that hit?
It does hit.
Ha! Ha!
I think you have to tell me that you're doing Green Flame Blade. Because it's not something you do. Because the cantrip of Flame Blade is the attack that just has the sword attached to it.
Okay, because I just assumed that it was the other way around because this attack has to hit for Flame Blade to work.
Yeah, but it's just kind of point of order. You have to be basically intending to cast it.
Okay.
And then it'll just, if you miss with the flame, it just kind of sputters out.
Okay.
It's just one of those point of orders. I need to know that you're casting it and not like, oh, I hit, oh, then add it. Just bookkeeping stuff.
Okay.
But, I mean, you hit it both times anyway, so, All right, and there was a... what do we got? Okay. So you slash into this a couple of things. 24 plus, so 30 points of damage. As it starts reeling, as this flames start licking up off its body. And it's just kind of... Kess.
Does he look weakened at all?
It's a giant brain monster. Yeah, I mean, there are many places where it's bleeding this ichor, but it seems to be kind of been doing that since the start. It's hard to gauge. You've never exactly come across something quite like this before.
Did my rolls come through? I just got an error on that said...
I now see them.
Okay.
This is your brain on axe.
Fuck. Let's see, 20... Yeah, okay. With a couple of... You know what? I'll give it to you. You can kill this thing. How? How does murder work for you?
I'll raise my axe in the air. And my train of thought just completely derailed.
About something about Shwarmamu. And...
I was.
We knew this. Just and then axe, and you launch your axe, and it goes spinning, and hit it right between where the part of the lobes would be, and that lolling spinal tongue as the blade just sinks into the top, into it, and just like kind of disappears into it. Into the crevice as it starts kind of slowly peeling back. Spurts of this, like oil slick type ichor just starts spraying off the top of it and bleeding down the crevices and the wrinkles of the brain. It just kind of sags to one knee, reaching out to with you with a weakly clenched fist to try and slam. There's no power behind it. It crunches down into the ground just the side of you. You don't even flinch as it just kind of crumples and collapses into itself. You reach your hand in between that part there, the brainy butt crack of this thing's head, and just rip your axe out. And it was good.
I look at everyone.
He is covered in so much gunge, it is not even funny.
As it dies, its brainy arm caresses your dwarfy beard, and in the soft last moment of touch, you hear an echo in your brain. Shawarma.
Oh, fuck! It saw inside his soul.
I'll reach into my bag and pull out a sandwich.
You have one emergency sandwich left for the return trip.
No giving up sandwich storage for this dwarf.
Nope. Bringing it all back. Okay. So that was a thing.
What the fuck was that?
No idea.
A friend of the thing, the mind thrower. or
Y'all, that was
mindful-
one ugly, slimy sumbitch.
Yeah, it was. Combat made me hungry though.
Hey,
You know what?
You think
I
you
gotta
might be
get
able
you
to
up.
make shawarma out of it?
Yeah, probably.
Pretty, look pretty meaty.
Everyone's
know-
gonna get prion disease.
You know,
Spirochetes for everyone.
Y'all, it's brain food right there.
I gotta buy y'all sandwiches. Introduce you to this sandwich maker. It's just heavenly.
Luther will walk up and nudge Raw. Alright, boy.
You broke up
And-
there.
Oh, Luther will walk up to Raw and go, alright, where we going?
Rawl has performed a fatal error and needs to be restarted.
Would kicking him in the shin work?
It might, mate.
Y'all, I'm gonna kick him in the shin. Can I, like, I don't know. Is there, like, a check I need to do to kick Raw in the
Oh.
shin?
That would be an attack.
Make a non-aggressive shin kicking.
Just kind of kick. It's like you tap him with. It's basically you heel kick him. You know, it's not
Just
quite
to
a. It's
irritate him, not enough to hurt him.
just to kind of shake him a little bit. Just,
Yeah.
he kind of snaps back away. Just, I don't know. One more round of perception, if we would, please.
Oh no.
It gets up.
Oh
Oh,
god.
yeah. He didn't kill it properly. What can I say?
Carl hates perceiving things.
Carl's just like, yeah, things happen around me. I just kind of roll. Look, if I see it, that means I have to react to it ahead of time. I'm more of one of them reactionaries.
It's beautiful. So much for not liking the southern accent, eh, Quinn?
No, I'm just really, really playing up how dumb you are. No, it's just an accent that I can do, and not one of my favorite ones because it make.
It's funny.
Oh no, it's hilarious. Don't get me wrong. Okay.
I got an hour until Hex is gone. Let's kill everything else in here.
Yeah, no. Let's see, what do we got here?
Things need to either
Hey,
pop
back
out
to the
right now
normal.
while I'm still enraged, or not pop out.
So the highest one we've got here is actually paying any kind of real attention to things. as you're discussing over the corpse of this thing, psychotically with the halfling about if you can use brain to make shawarma, and it turns out it's like you remember yeah, it's probably not a good idea. You do take notice of. You're basically riffling through this thing, trying to see if there was like a good piece of meat that you can get on it, but it is all like brain tissue, and its bone structure seems to be made completely out of spinal columns. There was a lot of things that there was a lot of dead people that went into this shit. You do happen to find within the kind of like the folds of it, as you're trying to see what the fuck is even up with this thing, you find a pendant on a chain. It seems to be made out of a kind of a rose gold.
Who finds it?
This is Kess.
Found an amulet in here.
Looking over it, it is a simple rose gold oval that on one side has the mark that you've seen before. It seemed to be the mark of the prince. And on one side, flipping it over, there is another mark that has a design that's like the tattoo on Rawl's shoulder, but seems to have it's altered in a way that it seems to have a almost like a pair of wings behind it that are kind of that look like Fey-ish behind that symbol.
Amulet? I didn't find an amulet.
You're the only one who seems to have. Where is that?
I don't need him snapping, and yeah.
So you have this amulet. No one seems to be paying you mind as you're. They've heard your babbling about Shwarmamu and debating this thing as a possible ingredient, and they just kind of turned their attention away from you. So yes, you are the only one who sees this object.
Luther's fussing over people. Does everyone look all right?
Defining all right.
I'm all right for meow.
Not bleeding out of their eyes.
It's hard to tell with Kess, but then again, he's covered in all kinds of ichor. Looking over Kess, you can go ahead and make a quick check again. Actually, this is Kess. You probably do catch it. He's got an amulet in his hand.
Yeah, I'll ask Rawl if he. Yeah, I'll show it to Rawl.
You show it to Rawl.
I'll show it to Rawl. Be like, have you ever seen something like this before?
You know that horrified, that shell-shocked look on his face just kind of drifts over and goes, "Oh no." He kind of takes it in. He just kind of takes it from you, and is just kind of staring at it. There's not much in the way of motion out of him, and it kind of looks like he's blue screened a little bit.
Luther's
flanked hard
thinking-
because he has no emotional connection to this child.
Yep. Just
Kinda thinking maybe just throw Rawl over the shoulder and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
as you're kind of thinking that, you know, there's a little bit of awareness that just kind of comes back a little. Just he still has that 1,000-yard stare as you try to as Kess tries to manhandle him a little bit. He's like, "No, you're right. We need to get out of here. We need to go." He'll start kind of moving off in the direction that you're. You don't have to throw him over the shoulder, but you are leading him.
Are
Gwen.
Mer.
There he is.
what? You cut out.
Okay. I don't know what actually you heard at that point.
You don't have to throw him over the shoulder. You are what?
You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to throw him over the shoulder. He's responsive enough that he's just kind of muttering that, yeah, that you need to go. We need to get out of here, and you have to lead him. You know, kind of just ushering him along, but he is moving numbly of his own volition.
Zyman is doing the leading. Been with Rawl the longest. I feel like this is where I need to be.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Luther will scout ahead for the party and make sure our way is clear if we're playing protection.
Okay. So scouting ahead with Carl in the wings here, you are able to get your way towards where that tube, that upward shaft is. And between all of you, boots and flying apparati, you can get yourself up and out without any issue. You are able to lead him and the rest of you out to the main passage without issue, and out into the cool night desert air.
Before we go,
Okay.
would it be possible for me to get a rubbing of the door before we leave? Because I know
That was handed to you while you were examining it the first time.
Gotcha.
You already have a copy of that.
I didn't know if that ever made it over to Lee, who I am collecting rubbings and crap for.
Yeah, you're not aware of if that was actually done.
Okay.
But you already did have the thing of that, and we'll imagine you probably take some sketches of what the interior of that chamber was with the pedestal and the throne.
Oh yeah, those are the big ones.
Yeah, those you needed to take because nobody did anything with that. So the official built structure was has been quickly written down by you as for completion to your task.
Doing my job.
You are doing your job. And you get on your camel-ridden cart and head back towards Sanctuary. Without issue or disruption. Rawl is barely responsive, but he is not necessarily a burden.
Doesn't really matter if he is. Zyman is keeping his arm around him, and just so he knows somebody's there.
Yeah, you get the feeling as it's there's no words being spoken or even into your mind as he's wont to do, but you definitely there's a lot of conflict between this feelings of loss, feeling of confusion, disbelief. this sort of he's just a mess right now and is not really thinking of much, but just trying to parse the emotions of what could have possibly just happened.
Yeah.
For your completion of this, returning to Lee, each one of you will receive 500 gold for turning in the rubbings, the sketches, for dealing with a very unusual situation. I imagine, Luther, you give the prince a pretty detailed report.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Basically, my assumption that this probably, though might be related, is not the lost city itself. So maybe worth additional investigation, but don't get your hopes up.
Well, there was something definitely. There was something definitely here. Would be the prince's conclusion, mainly because of what the door was, and how it was described to have been operated, and what was beyond it. Something clearly had broken into the chamber.
There's
But
probably stuff further in, but they need to be prepared
yeah,
for brains.
the prince might organize a heavier strike team to go and deal with it soon.
All out war. Psychological combat.
They don't need all-out war. He's got Morin and Lao.
What do you think I meant by strike team? But you are...
He also has Ross.
Ross doesn't fight. He's retired. You're the one who likes to fight.
Thank God Ross doesn't fight. We'd all be out of jobs.
You're probably not wrong. Oh boy. And with that, the prince will thank both of you for your service, both Carl and Luther. He will put in a good word with Ross about your exploits, Carl. And yes, Lee will make mention that he will call on you, Luther, again once he has something that requires your delicate touch.
Unexpected, boss.
For the rest of the group, this is... You've got some time here. Rawl will express a desire to go back to Ether to just kind of take some time off. He doesn't want to be around the desert right now, as he just wants some time to get away from the area that has this sort of memory attached to it.
Zyman will definitely accompany him because Ether's the next stop anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of the next way back. Kess, up to you whether or not where you're going for a little bit. You have we're essentially skipping ahead like a good 3 months.
Kess will stick around here, hit up the bar, and for the next 3 months we'll check in with the prince and see if there's any any jobs he needs completed, muscle wise.
Nira Lee is very grateful that you would offer your services, and he's at a bit of a loss currently, mainly due to the fact that they have guards, and he feels that your talents are probably best used elsewhere. Though, if you are going to be staying in here, in town, he will give you some relatively modest accommodations, but he will essentially be renting you. He'll give you a cheap rental for you'll have a small villa or a small house up in the Iron Terrace.
You have a place to hang your Ross painting.
You do.
Yeah.
You've been granted. I mean, you'll have to pay for upkeeping on it, but you have a small, modest, kind of like a studio apartment, like first floor studio apartment type home in the Iron Terrace.
Well, on that. Okay, well, 3 months I'm gonna train and practice and perfect power attack or something.
I'm thinking there might actually be more of a driven thing for you. You're probably still hanging around with Dula quite a bit. So for that, your 3 months, you will have the Gormand feat, as you have the whispers in your head have driven to learn his art. So you will have proficiency with chef's tools, and we will drop the meal prep benefits that you can give to others. So,
Chef tools. Would that be strength or?
it would. We'll work on that in a little bit. I'm just letting you know kind of the effects going on here. Zyman, upon reaching Ether, it would seem that one of the places that Rawl heads to is the Latressa estate.
Yeah, kind of figured.
Where he's just going to kind of take his downtime and rest there. Trying to figure out what he's going to do with the next time. He doesn't seem to have much in the way of like a drive or a fight in him currently.
Okay. Well, I would definitely go check in on Lilith.
Who
She's still in town.
Lilith is still in town. She very much wants to know about your trip through the desert and what did you bring her from the desert?
I
Brain matter.
apparently brought her a couple diamonds.
Call, bud.
Oh shit, what is this? So that can
A bunch of gems. I forgot about that.
yeah, you did. You do. But you've got
I have 2 diamonds that Rawl gave.
Yep. So they can stay on your sheet for now, but they're technically Lilith's. Which is acceptable. She was hoping for something more cultural, but diamonds are good too. She wants to know what you're doing now.
Well, for the time being, I want to hang out in town and check in on Rawl a few times. Eventually, him and I probably need to have a talk about what happened.
As I'm sure.
And then after that, I guess I would see if Lilith wants to go on that journey with me to the Darkwood, to my ancestral home.
Okay, so you start making preparations to find your way back to the Divided States, back to the Arajime Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright, I has to ask. What is gonna happen, like, with, Cedric the Black and everything like that?
It's a good question.
Don't worry about it, bud.
Is Opie still sending him messages daily?
Opie's gotta be sending him shit.
We may explore that later. We don't
Or
know.
was Opie Cedric the Black the whole time?
You never know.
It was that. It was all that.
That would... Oh my god, that would be amazing. So, in time, at the end of this, Lee becoming more... As these 3 months pass, Sanctuary is continuing to grow and kind of cement. Though a pale imitation of what the Desert Keep once was, Sanctuary is certainly coming into its own. To the point where the prince is looking to foster some diplomatic relations with the nearby kingdoms. His plans to reach out to Sentinel to form some kind of alliance there. And there's the looming question of what the city of Ether is. Though he does know of some of the things that happened there, he also knows that the armies that they both had have come into conflict before. He is tasking both you, Luther, and Carl to proceed to Ether to act as... He's going to say... He puts it as you are going to offer your services and goodwill to them. And kind of off to the side of you, Luther, to keep an ear out for anything that might suggest things that they might have to worry about.
Gotcha. So up and up, it's hi, we're from Sanctuary, and we heard you're new in town, and we'd like to offer our services.
More so, the fact is that they know the cover that you're being given, and this was supplied to you by two of the prince's aides, is that they have an organization that they can get you in. You can be of use to them and get some, undoubtedly find some nice trinkets for yourself and for all the purposes that you yourself serve. But your secondary objective is to keep an eye on them and to keep him informed. While he doesn't necessarily distrust the king and the council, he has started to hear whispers coming from misdeeds coming from the south and across this channel into a southern desert that both on council of Sir Ross and Carl himself start informing him a little bit more of the southern area known as Samaxis, and reaching out to them, he started to hear rumors that this king in Ether may not be everything that they were led to believe. So he wants to keep an eye out. And this is what you're thinking. You are to join this organization, gather allies if you can, basically get a thumbprint, because there's a lot of people who were once in the Desert Keep who had immigrated as refugees to Ether. Some have come back to Sanctuary. But
Gotcha.
keep getting information.
All right. So play it on the down low that I'm from Sanctuary.
You can play it from. You can be from Sanctuary. There's people that have come and gone from there, but basically, what you're to keep on the down low is your intent to keep sending information back to the prince.
Gotcha.
We as spies.
You are low key spies.
Woohoo!
Mostly Luther. Carl. Your whole deal is you're sent because of how well the two of you worked on this last assignment. Go follow him, and let Sir Ross have some peace. You're a highly energetic halfling, and yes, your hair does grow back.
So basically, Luther's jobs are numerous. To keep Carl in check is also one of them.
You are not part of his assignment directly.
I'm not your manager, man.
No, he's not your handler. You don't directly know about his intent to send back unless he decides to tell you.
Gotcha.
Which I don't know. That southern drawl makes me a little worried.
Probably not a good idea.
Probably not. But with hearing that, Kess, you are actually asked by Lee at that point to travel to Ether with them. And along the road, you will hear the story of that there is apparently a mercenary company operating out of that city. And it seems kind of, interesting.
I wonder, did anyone else survive?
You never know. And with closing this chapter of the settling of the Convergence, we will pick up next time with, what would essentially be the chapter 2, and see what comes of this new reality and all the different integrations happen. It'll be interesting next week. We have a slew of new people that we'll introduce you to, and good times will be had by all. So,
Sweet.
yeah.
I'll kick most of them in the shin.
I hope not, because I'm pretty sure a lot of them will not take so kindly to it.
Kick my character in the shin. Do it. I want to see what'll happen. Let's just not. Let's be nice. But
There's a guy that if you kick him in the shin, he'll reward you.
But you have to.
Direction.
Sure.
Interesting.
Well, that's for next week. So, huzzah.